horses are not coming with it. How are we gonna fit all 5 of those horses with 18 players onto a boat that's only supposed to house 20 people?
Yeah,
I'll cast Water Walk and they'll follow behind.
There we go. That seems more appropriate.
Are there 2 Rosins? No.
So, we're all talking while we're here. We can all move up wherever we want to be on here. So, we're going to start out of character. We're going to basically just agree that Voltaire has a lot to tell you guys, and he's going to tell you all those things. And then we'll get to questions as available because he's only here for like 30 minutes or so.
Wait a minute, is Party 3 here right now?
Some of them.
Okay.
Wait, do you mean in-game or out-of-game?
Like in game, because when we
left
everybody's
here now. Everybody's all here together.
Sweet.
Party 1, 3, and 4. Even the people that are missing are here. We're just pretending they're quiet and doing things that would be thematically appropriate to their characters in the situations at hand. So, Voltaire, go ahead and tell them all that you have learned in your time.
Alrighty, listen up. I've got some sensitive information. I've been to the Shadow Realm with Kraylin. He did not return. His fate was unfortunate. On a first scroll, I found diagrams on a potential serum and a note to a Dr. Piranoskevich. Here's the latest revision of the serum. Hopefully it will be more successful. We're working on securing more subjects. However, that has been set back a bit after key losses in Safe Falls, the Coliseum of the Lost, and we still have not gotten over the... Wait, one sec. And in Ymir. Even though we were able to rebuild in Ymir, they have still not gotten over the loss of their entire organization in Ereford, but they hope to try to resecure that landscape in the future. There's also, and he just kind of like gestures, another scroll describing a serum version 11.6b. They are linguistically listed in some sort of Fey language. If you speak one of them, have a shot at looking at it. I'm sure Trevor has it. And there's also, Trevor, do you have that bottle I gave you?
Which bottle was that?
The black bottle. Or the bottle with the black liquid in it.
Yes, he hands it to you.
This is supposedly the serum that they're working on. Don't drink it. I think Kraylin might have drinking some, and his fate, as said, was unfortunate. Does anyone have
describe Kraylin?
Oh, absolutely. Kraylin, after drinking the serum, was twisted. All of his previous muscle mass was absorbed into himself, and he became a bony, ugly-looking thing. Red eyes, long tongue, dark black hair, long, naily fingers and toes. It was true. Wounds were opening and closing on his body as someone tried to heal him. I think we blew him up. Or we set a fire. There was a pyromage. He might still be alive. And if so, he might be a little angry. Does anyone have a world map I can look at?
Yeah, let me just take out my smartphone real quick. You mean this map that I've been carrying around this entire time?
I have a map.
I just need one.
Here you go. Take the map.
He takes it and he just kind of says, we all know that they're stationed in the archipelago no one visits, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, see. Everyone take a look with me here, and he's going to get out like a pencil or something, and he's going to outline here, 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 and here. This is the area they have. There are many outposts there, but there's one large. I did not get a long enough look to know where that is, but I'm assuming that's the HQ. There are many outposts on these islands. We're going to have to search there, but it's a lot smaller of an area with some of the larger islands taken out. that's all I know at the moment. So, if you need something explained, I can help explain it to you.
Do we have any information on what awaits us there? Like, does the church have some defenses in place?
Well, it appears that besides the outposts, which I'm guessing hold naval forces, ground infantry, things like that, I'm guessing that the serum is supposed to make the warriors stronger and tougher and just hasn't had all the kinks of it worked out yet. I'm assuming Tyleth is doing most of that.
Oh, so, and Roslyn sort of steps forward and said, I mean, I kind of understand the whole getting stronger thing, but I mean, I don't see how turning yourself part demon really makes that strength any better than, say, just making a pact with one, or I don't know. It just feels forced.
I'm guessing what they're trying to do is they're trying to force someone to take on the shape of a demonic creature, and that might enhance senses, cause more adrenaline to rush to them, and cause them to feel stronger and feel like they're taking less damage. And adrenaline does make you stronger, boy. It's just, I'm guessing this is a forced dose of it.
I guess. It just... It
Well,
feels
some of these people
wrong.
just might be misguided. People tend to fall off the path.
Nah.
I'm guessing. Subjects, I'm guessing, the securing are from cities, so I suggest if we want to take them on, if we're going for a quick run-in, destroy whatever it is we're supposed to destroy. I haven't been briefed on that part yet. We just go in, we try to evade their forces and find this large outpost and destroy it. But if we're trying to cripple them before we go there, we're going to want to hit some of the churches they've got and stop them from taking in more subjects.
I mean, hitting... Roslyn's sort of like scratching his chin. I mean, we've been hitting the churches, so there must have been some form... Like, as you said, there was some form of impact that they noticed. But, I mean, should we really not be putting all our cards here? We sort of know where it is now. Well, I'm sorry. I might just be thinking a little bit too far ahead of myself.
Cairo?
This stuff back.
Cairo, I believe you had something to say?
Mm-hmm. One moment. Just keep going. You're good.
Alrighty.
Well said, Cairo.
Alrighty. Well, I don't have much more information. I can tell you that Tyleth is almost definitely involved in this. Sorry. And she seems to be awfully seductive, I'd say. As she was able to convince Kraylin fairly easily to drink something he hadn't seen before.
Roslyn's gonna... I'm sorry for keep on popping up, but Roslyn's gonna say... wasn't that his girlfriend?
I don't know. I only knew the man for maybe 2 hours? And then I blew him up, or we blew him up.
Oh. That's fair. He's kind of a talker. So I kind of figured he might have said something.
He was mostly fine. Any questions?
I don't know. Voltaire, will you be coming with us?
I plan on it.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, thank God.
After all, we could use all the help we can get. We're going to need a way in, though, and if any of you know someone with a ship or have a ship lying around, we're going to need that.
We just sailed over on a ship. This one here, Shraga, has one.
Yeah, we just met a guy. Shraga, you want to introduce yourself?
Oh yes, hello little birds, my name is Grachemim Shraga. I am the captain of the Swelling Swallow, and I have been engaged to sail all of you to the place which nobody goes, which is ironic, because the whole name says don't go there, and yet here you all are. So, if I might have, that's my boat. If I might have say, I would say let us not launch naval assault on them, but instead sneak in with landing parties and whatnot once we actually get there, as the Swallow herself is not very strong, but is very quick.
Yes, I suggest stealth, maybe going through the outposts, searching them, dismantling them, that sort of thing. But I'm no leader. I suggest, however, we do find someone to maybe lead us forward, something like that.
Well, as far as the journey there goes, I will be captain. This is final. But if someone would like to be in charge of group expedition on the whole, and obviously they would outrank me.
I mean, we could always split up and do things too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not against going in stealthily, but we probably shouldn't swim ashore because I'm pretty sure most of us here are going to use the heavy armor that we're equipped with.
Well, we have ways of sneaking around. I can make us walk on water. Wes here can make us kind of meld into the shadows.
Yeah,
I
walking
have
on
a
water-
rowboat on the back of my boat, so we could always just paddle to shore.
The rowboat would
That
actually be
helps.
probably
Also-
good. Save the walk on water for if we need to exfil real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
That's-
real
We need
quick,
to run on water.
Trevor would have, because I missed this. That's I mean, Trevor would have also introduced John Zalva, Bargain,
Charmed, I'm sure.
Tavernil, Derek, and not currently here, but also actually here in game, Glub Glub Glub,
I like him.
as adventurers joining your forces. He also hands Thalrak a recipe, like an instruction scroll for the forging of that, and hands him a jar of frost flowers.
No, John Zalva has that.
Okay.
Yeah, it has the silver bag.
You asked he asked for one of us to hold on to it. John Zalva
there
has
you
the
go.
bag
John
of frost
Zalva has
flowers.
it.
Yeah.
It requires it to be done in under the full moonlight to be forged. It has to start as soon as the sun goes down, but before it rises. You have to have dried and ground down the frost flowers to imbue into your etchings. And then you have to have as many of each of those spells that you guys have listed cast throughout the night on it, depending on however you guys can optimize that with the amount of time you'd have.
Alright, well, at least we have everything and we don't have to go hunting for this last secret ingredient.
Because it's being delivered by Party 3. I mean 4. So, well, these are your new associates, at least for the time being.
Hi, it'll be a pleasure to work with you.
It's nice to meet you all.
Nice to meet you too.
Vernal's gonna stick out a hand for just really anyone, just being like, "Oh, well, you know, how you doing?" I guess he'll walk over to Magni to shake his hand.
Magni shakes your hand. Hello there, sir. Magni Smokecrafter.
Hi, hello there. I believe that I spoke my name, but Paverno Earthbane. I have a little bit of experience with the woods, not the place that no one goes, but woodland travel in general, along with mountains, deserts, snowy tundras. But, if need be, I didn't he mind spending a spell slot to help us get around a little bit more quietly? And just to show it off, because of course he would, he's gonna cast Pass Without Trace on everyone. Or everyone within 30 feet. So, I think that's everyone but Kyra. Yep.
Yep.
Were we
So now-
stealthing from each other?
Well, I mean, now everyone's footsteps are just completely silent, and the way that he casts this is he takes out a pouch of, like, silver sand, and he just tosses it up in the air, and all the sound just escapes our footsteps.
That's one way to do it.
I'm a dwarf that can turn invisible sometimes.
That's actually very impressive.
Is that what happens? I thought you were just really short.
Oh, God.
No, you're just very high.
Said that.
Look down at Gareth.
It was a ghost this whole time. Ooh.
Trevor says to Elvin, what has
Yes?
happened to that small kobold?
Are you talking about my son?
Yeah,
See, I fucking knew it. I
First
knew that
Terry-
that was just mini Alvin.
You're not cheating on Terry, are you?
Adopted.
You're a strange man, Alvin.
I adopted Cornwall. Well, it was more Terry's idea to adopt Cornwall in the end, so...
Oh, actually, can I go to Alvin real quick? Wait, I swear I've seen your face before. Oh my god, the cookies! Or was it no, cupcakes?
Cupcakes.
Oh no, someone else has been through a Koge.
Oh, no.
We've actually determined that if a character has not been through Rakoge, they're not going to succeed in this campaign.
That's why Party 2 failed.
Yep.
Yes.
That's the
Never
only
went through
reason
it.
why. It's the only reason why Kraylin is also just a failure.
I see. More people have figured out who I am. I guess proper introduction is in order. Everyone calls me Alvin, but I will tell you my true name as I have told all. My name is Alvarek Malkarth Venstein Harvich Dravania, Mayor of Sailfalls. At your service.
Most of the time we call him Alvin the Great.
Yeah, that's his real
Nice to
name.
meet you, Alvin.
We don't do that.
The Great.
Alvin?
Yes.
Oh. I forget what I was trying to say, I'm sorry.
You alright? It's perfectly fine. But no, to answer what happened to Cornwall, he seemed to have touched a gem, as I was told, inside the mountains near Morden, and has turned into this after collecting crystals.
Yeah, I'm kind of obsessed with them now.
I'd keep a close eye on him. I'm not quite sure what that is, but that's what scares me, that I have not seen it before, and I cannot identify it either.
It tells me when crystals are evil, so you know that's a big up.
There's very little I have not run across in my time. Be careful with that one, and keep a close eye.
I'll make sure to keep an eye on him, don't worry.
Vernal's gonna go around shaking everyone's hand, and he's gonna like reach down. He's not trying to do anything specific, but he wants to feel what the crystals feel like on his armor. It's like hold on. He's not trying to like. He's not outwardly trying to do it. He's just trying to like shake his hand and maybe touch one on his gauntlets or whatever he has.
Why are you touching the crystals so much?
It's just a poke. It's just kind of interesting. I mean, I've been studying, magic for quite some time. I've always been intrigued by it. I see it in the flowers, the grass, the trees, and this is actually really pretty.
I can tell you this, it doesn't like you touching it.
Oh, and Pavernal's going back away. I'm sorry to disturb the crystals. Yeah, I didn't want to offend them.
It's fine.
But yeah, you seem like a very smart little feller. I really think that you'll be important on this.
Yeah, I can kind of do similar stuff to you, but I don't throw any fancy sand in the air.
Oh, I mean, that's just... it's fun. I mean, after all, you gotta have some flourish one way or another, right? And he's just gonna spin around, and he's just wearing a fat cloak. Great. It's got little leaf patterns on it.
Yeah, I just kind of hang upside down underneath bridges, like, watch, I do this.
And Cormal walks off the bridge and climbs underneath it.
Hello, I'm down here now.
Who's Rosalind?
Oh, this big guy right here.
Ah,
Okay, aren't you Rosling?
oh
No,
but,
wait. Oh,
yeah, no. I as a player am also Rosalind.
yeah, that's what I meant. Out of character.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm Rosalind Thron. I'm actually Kralen's brother. Huh. You must have been a bit. That seems a little. Well then, he must have had a lot of the drink if it did him in. I mean, seems like it must take a lot for you too. And by the way, Pavernal is 5'6", so he's like craning his neck.
Meta, make
Oh.
March big.
Make big.
Make big.
There you go.
I don't know at what point any of you thought that subtle works with me.
Indeed.
I mean, I said nothing and you fixed my token, so.
Me too. Well, actually, Rosario said something.
Yeah, Rosario did.
Who's Marks?
Carl.
Yeah, everybody. Let's just roll. Let's
Should we
okay.
all roll history?
Callian and Rosalind and Wes, Pevernil, Voltaire's off by. Shraga's kind of off in the new group. Mark,
We're all splitting up.
Ikarath. Bargain goes over here. Glip Glub goes over here. Glip Glub is too big. Jonzalva goes over here. Derek goes over here. Thalarak goes over here. Cormal goes over here. Elvin goes with the bonus characters.
And everyone roll initiative.
Why
Cairo
are we?
goes with
Why?
us.
Wait, yeah, Cairo goes over there. Okay,
Fight.
so this cart, you live over here right now.
Why is there a cart here? We didn't ever brought a cart with us.
It's always with us. It's like the bag of holding
It's a
man.
goddamn mimic!
We shattered that cart. We shattered our cart. We don't have one.
So just for introductions, I will give up. So Glip Glub Glub is going to introduce himself as a Kuatoa who worships some tree god that you've never heard of before, and is a grave cleric.
Ooh.
Wait, I never heard of this god?
Nobody has ever heard of this guy.
Wow, okay.
They're fish people. They're very
Because
obscure.
I study religion, so that's a big deal that I never heard of this.
Yeah, he may or
Yeah.
may not actually be a god.
Okay, got it.
Session 148 of Party 4. Turns out they're actually just a really large fish that's casting spells over their shoulder.
That's probably it.
Pevernil, go ahead. Like
Oh.
one or two line descriptions, or not descriptions, just introduction. So
Let me formally introduce myself. I am Peveril Earthbane, Ranger associated with the AARP Insurance Group, and the representative of which for my party.
and bargain.
Bargain?
John.
You represent Bargain.
Bargain's dead.
Bargain?
He may have himself muted.
John! Ikarath!
Igarath.
Iker!
We killed him.
Okay, John Zalva, we're gonna replace you in the order here.
Woo! Okay. One is called John Zalva Jovesti. One has things to say, but many need to introduce themselves.
Derek.
Is it just me, or am I the only person that just now realized that's a JoJo's reference?
No, I knew it was the JoJo's reference. I just don't acknowledge it anymore.
I
My name is
didn't
Derek.
even put it together until today.
My name is Derek. It's nice to meet you all.
Okay, and now Bargain is back. Bargain.
Greetings, one and all. My name is Bargain de la Sabaton. I'm a bard. I'm a blade bard. I shall serve you with my swords as productively as I know how.
All right, and then Ikarath.
Oh, McRuff. What?
Magni.
Magni smoke after. I'm a dwarf. Smoke.
Sometimes when the seagulls don't get it. Marks.
Marx is actually not able to
Marx
talk at the
is
moment.
arcane trickster who does cool things.
What race is
I'm gonna let Alvin tell you more about Marx because I think Alvin knows more about the backstory than I do.
No, I don't.
Oh, and I don't know about it. Let me
it?
look.
What race is he?
I think he's some kind of elf. This is like the
When
third
he
character.
introduces himself, when he introduces himself, Bargain says it's good to see you again.
Eladrin.
Eladrin, yeah, he's Eladrin, so he's
He's a special elf.
okay.
the elves that are able to that look like they're covered in leaves.
And there's
Got it.
nothing in the bio, so they picked. Trevor hooked him up with this party to help out. He really doesn't like the church at all.
Oh,
Okay.
that's good.
That's the basics I know. Dalrak?
If we're doing this weird like drug circle thing,
Yup.
hi, I'm Thalrak Magma Forge.
Hi, Thalrak.
I swear to God, it's so awkward doing these things.
You brought it up.
You're right, I brought it up because it's weird.
It's not that bad.
Do you need a bit of inspiration to keep talking?
No, it's fine.
All right.
I'm currently very likely exiled from my home city. My parents are probably corrupted by the gym at this point. And let's see, what else? I may or may not be the one crafting the pickaxes, and I hope to do so because I have an amazing idea that I'd love to do with this thing.
And now to your godchild, Cormal.
Wait, Cormal's my godchild?
I don't know. I know somebody is the godparent.
wait. If
We're about
Alvin
to do the
blesses
ceremony
Alvin
now.
with this, Alvin has no idea what he's unleashed.
That would be hilarious. I don't think that's official. I believe you are the godchild of his blood child.
My blood. You're the godfather of my blood-related child.
I don't think Cormal has
So
one.
he just immediately starts bawling at this news. You didn't tell me. I'm so happy.
Oh, right.
I
That
get
was
two
2 in the
children to
morning.
protect.
That was 2 in the morning. I forgot about that.
Christmas at your house is gonna be amazing.
Let's see. Oh boy, I should have informed you before we got here. My apologies.
It's fine. My tears can go into the pickaxe and make it better.
Cormal will climb up on the ledge, and will go.
I'm Carmel, and I speak for the beasts.
As he summons all of his little creatures onto the bridge.
Oh.
Okay, there, Lorax.
Yeah.
As you see a large spider, a flaming dragon, an owl, and a small dragon, as well as small regular dragon, pop up on the bridge.
Icarus the godmother. Icarus is quite literally the fairy godmother.
Yep. And
God.
Shraga.
Oh, hello, little birds. My name again is Rachamim Shraga. I am an arcane archer from kind of all over the place, but I do believe I was born in a Nuchiad. And again, I am captain of the Swelling Swallow, and it will be my pleasure to ferry you from one place to another.
And Voltaire.
We are Voltaire Racton, and not sure the other one has a name. And we're from Clastow. Good to see all of you.
Elvin.
Do I really need to introduce myself again?
That's it, Wes. That's all you get. You said it. Wes's turn.
That's
You
true.
actually said that canon now. Can't take it back. No takes and taxes.
I'm Wes Hawkfall. I mean, I'm a monk, and I guess that's all you really need to know for now. I hate the church, and I think we're all got the same goal, so that's good enough for me.
Cairo.
Cairo Moonglade, one of the last remaining members of the Sanguine Blade, here to help with this problem.
My name's Kalia. I like dragons. My name's Cyrus. I was an edgelord, and now I look like I'm good, but I'm still mean to people.
I mean, he's mean to stupid people. Okay? There's a difference. I just happen to play all stupid characters.
And Rosalind.
Oh, hi everyone. My name's Rosalind. I'm a storm giant. He's gonna cast Shocking Grasp in the air. It's not gonna do anything. It's gonna look like one of those Tezequel song things, and it's just gonna play like Mary Had a Little Lamb.
Callian.
Oh, and hello everyone. My name's Callian. I am a Dawnbringer of the Church of Lathandra. And yeah, I'm looking forward to our time on the sea. I have some ideas of how to keep us all alive. That's my job.
And Elred says that he's a dwarf. He decapitates things, and he hates slavery. And he
Nice.
loves long walks on the beach.
And pina coladas?
But not getting caught in the rain. Bandits don't do well in the rain.
Who likes getting caught in the rain? Come on.
Mhm.
So,
Well, do we have anything to prepare before we head off?
John Zava will step forward. One does have some information to give.
You said one and then two. That's funny. Never mind. What information do you have?
You are Traveler Callian, correct?
Yes.
One remembers you asking a question as to why one would want to transform. Pot demon.
Yeah, those people are probably just misguided in their ways.
Some do not get the choice. As John Zava will, you see him pull off his shirt, and you can see currently he has a bunch of scars, and there's some weird chitin forming over his body.
Ooh, that looks rough. Do you need help with that?
One is a creation of the Church of Nova Stein.
Wait, you're one of them?
One was tortured for 40 years. One is not one of them. One escaped.
Oh, then I guess you're the perfect ally for us.
Cyrus leans over to Cairo and says that this one gives off the sense of a demon. Or whatever that thing is that he uses.
Waiting for that, yeah.
Yeah.
Because he would do that.
He definitely would.
One was an experiment forced against his will to become this.
By who?
By who do you mean?
Who experimented on you? Sorry. Who experimented on you?
One does not know who. One remembers fighting in an arena, torture and needles and experimentation.
Do you remember? And I describe Randavius. I don't say his name, but I describe him to this guy.
One saw occasional appearances of said person. One never met them.
How long ago did you escape?
7 years have passed since one's escape.
Interesting.
So,
That's
do you
rough,
think
buddy.
we should expect more of you there, like people who were tortured and maybe can join our side if we freed them?
One is unaware if that is the case. One's memories are spotty.
So would you be able to guide us to where they're headquartered at?
One does not know exactly where anything is in this place.
Argon would step up at this point behind Junzalva, just kind of like defensively put his hand on his shoulder and be like, my compatriot here has been through much, and please understand that when I found him, he was in no state to know much beyond what he offers, and what he offers freely, out of the goodness of his heart, in a sort of a positive hatred of the Church of Nova Stayan. So if you have anything against the church, I can promise you this. Junzalva will be your staunchest ally and fiercest combatant.
Well, that's good enough for me. I have a long hatred history against the church, so I think we'll get along just fine.
One has learned to control what the church attempts to corrupt.
I have very little information on this church, so I don't know whether I hate or like them. So far, I don't like them. I'm just doing this for the money.
Vernal's gonna look over and be like, Derek, don't you remember like 4 months ago when you literally lost all of your socks? That was the church. And I'm gonna need to roll a deception check because Vernal actually just ran out of clean socks.
Trust me, my wisdom is a -1, so
I know.
most likely it's going to be all back there for me. My charisma is
I'm
pretty damn
proficient
high.
at deception.
And Mark says he has all the same reasons we do to want the church demolished, and Pevernil is not really convincing about the sock situation.
Can I roll? Do I roll
Yes.
insight?
Yeah.
They all stole the socks.
Yeah, so you saw through his clever disguise.
But
Forget
very
all the
cl-
other justified reasons to hate the church.
It's just about the socks, man. Well, I mean,
yourself.
Thalrak is the only reason Thalrak hates the church is because they ruined his breakfast.
Yeah.
No. It wasn't because they ate my breakfast. They ruined my breakfast. It's because they attacked me for worshiping Moradin over breakfast prayer.
That's a big difference.
Also,
There's a big difference. One is just hating breakfast in general. The second one is attacking my religion.
As a fellow cleric,
Indeed.
I agree, Thalrak. Nothing's more insulting than insulting someone during their breakfast prayer.
Also, Derek, as you can see from your amazing insight check, I am currently wearing a pair of your socks.
It's like the most important meal of the day. You don't insult a man during it.
No, why are you wearing my socks?
I think the bigger question is, what were you eating for breakfast, Alrek?
What was I eating back then? I think it was just a platter of like bacon, eggs, and toast.
I think there might have been hash browns.
You know what? There was hash browns, you're right.
Is this just that I am in your breakfast, Thalrak? I don't know if we have the time for this right now.
Look, someone brought it up and asked me what I had for breakfast then, so
Was anyone else there?
Alvin
I
was
was
there.
there. What are you talking
Alvin
about?
and his
What? Hello.
assistants.
And
we don't bring up-
Jordy. Rest in peace.
And
IP.
no, Jordy actually wasn't with us at that point.
He was. I swear
Naxus
he was.
Naxus was there when we got
Oh right,
attacked by the thread.
Naxus was there. Shit.
Jordy, we found in
Oh,
the
that's right. We
dungeons
found it.
below.
That's right. You know
After
what? You're
we,
right.
Yes.
You're right.
We
We had to
cast
go
send
find the
into
rich
Nexus
girl.
to see what was eaten for breakfast that day.
Oh
Is this an
my
important
God.
thing we need to
I
know?
think it might have been probably. I know we had some sort of. I'm pretty sure we had some sort of porridge, maybe breakfast, like bacon and eggs as well, but I'm not exactly sure.
Should we get on the boat?
There was different kinds of breakfasts.
Yeah, we
There
probably
was-
could have done all of this on the boat.
Well, you still
Wait,
gotta
wait,
make
actually
the
though,
pickaxe.
before we go on the boat.
Yeah, I still need to create the pickaxe. We should probably do that here.
Oh,
Oh,
There's
okay.
a forge here.
you
Oh,
will need
okay.
this. Kyra will walk up and hand the dragon teeth to you.
All right, Tharek will take the dragon teeth.
There's only one
Does-
forge amongst you.
That's fine.
Do you know who has it?
Bartholomew.
No.
Wait. Oh no. No.
What just happened?
I don't know.
What happened?
I am currently dying inside. Please have them clarify.
Oh God.
Go ahead, Dragonheart. Who's the only one with a forge?
You know, we're going to need a forge for this.
Are you gonna need a what now?
A forge, with burners and.
Oh, you need this?
And Cornwall pulls out his mini forge kit in his pocket from his bag.
Not a forgery.
What?
Yes, it's the thing that Bartholomew gave me.
Yeah, me and Bartholomew gave him that, and oh god, I'm gonna have to use that little thing, aren't I?
Here you go.
Thank you, Cornwall. Tharek is just quietly weeping inside.
Well, you had a nice whole setup in Safe Falls.
You're right, but we don't want to go all the way back to St.
Nope.
Paul's.
Mhm.
And if I'm remembering correctly, at least half of the people here are not allowed to Mellow's Pass.
Yeah.
Elred. No, Tharek's fine. Elred, Voltaire are definitely on the list of
Yep.
people can't go.
Party 3's fine.
Yeah, part 3's fine.
Yeah, Party
What
3
did you
hasn't
guys-
really been kicked out of any cities yet, have you?
No, we're
Yeah,
good.
no,
we
we've
haven't.
been.
We're celebrated as
well,
heroes.
Actually,
We
we
are.
kind of have been. We like half have been and half not.
Well, dragons chased us out of a city, but
No,
we
I
were
mean like the
helping them.
gnomes.
Oh,
No,
well,
we don't
that's
speak
not that
of
we're
that.
banned. We're just not supposed to speak about it. It's,
Yeah.
You just lost the game. Yeah.
No, I'm saying this out of person. Out of character.
Yeah, you
out of
lost the
character.
game.
Mm.
Yeah, it's like, oh, what about the gnome city? Your head just explodes.
Boom.
Boom, roll a new
Imagine.
character. But no,
No, I'm
like
saying that out
party,
of character.
yeah, Party 3 just
course.
has a bunch of really respectful people in it.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
we have
really a different
channel-
approaches because like Party 1 was we need to get back home. We need a boat. What do? Kill somebody and steal their boat. Party 3, maybe we should look at alternative options here.
But the
Every
person we're gonna
party-
kill is evil!
Yep.
The ends justify the means for Party 1.
Well, besides that, you guys, Callie will speak up and say, I have some shopping to do. I'll consult the rest of my party about how we're going to spend some of our money, but does
you're
anyone
not
else
doing
need
that.
anything from the city before we leave?
While we were there.
Oh, I got it while I was there. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I thought we were in the city. Where are we?
We're not. We're on
We're
the.
at Trevor's tower.
This
You
guy
wanna get-
lives outside the city, like
We can go in Watoon
Yeah,
if you
can
wanted
go,
to
yeah,
pick up
Watoon's
resources.
within walking distance. It's within like
Oh,
half
okay.
a day travel or some shit. It's like 2 of those, and that's like 50
Well,
feet. Yeah, it's about a day's travel away.
I put the shopping list of things I need in the campfire like a week or 2 ago.
Yeah,
So
go ahead and take any of it. And no one
Yeah.
has anything against
Okay.
any of it.
Yeah, all those things were. I mean,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
I have
I'll
proof
put
of
it in the chat just so we.
And if you need another, I
have it
remember you
official.
mentioned the diamond. If you need another one, you should get it.
Okay, I have 2.
Oh,
I want a
oh,
third
okay.
one.
Speaking of diamonds, Pavernal's gonna speak up. And
Too
he's
bad
gonna
that
be like,
nobody's an elf cleric
I'm half elf.
because Shayla's ability got updated because
got
it
a
didn't
face
actually
cleric?
do anything.
Shayla, are you talking about Shayla or Barteo?
Oh no, Barteos, close enough.
Yeah, Barteo is the one that you updated.
Okay, I updated Barteo for. It's probably a good thing for people to know in case you ever make another character. Revivify only consumes half of a diamond or 300 gold.
Oh,
if you support Barteo, and that's being cast by you or cast onto you.
Yes.
So
Oh, wow. That's pretty good.
Pavernal's gonna be like, do you want do you want some insurance for that diamond there?
Insurance for a diamond?
Well, I mean, maybe not that specific diamond, but when you're, hey, it's just a little thing that comes with AARP, and he's gonna pull out the papers.
Jesus
Oh
Christ.
God.
I knew you were
And-
gonna try to sell us something.
Yep, and if you read it, it is literally 6 different languages that are all just intermingling in very small text.
You know what?
There's somehow
I have-
Spanish in there.
Callian will pull out his own flyer and be like, "You should probably read this while I'm reading your paper." And I'll hand you one of my flyers for
Oh
Lathander.
my god.
So are we just exchanging cards then?
Oh, I mean, I also
Business
Pavernal takes out these very nice business cards too, and he's just gonna pass one over. It's like, oh no, it's just a little extra thing that I do. I mean, there's some different charges, like you can get room and board. It's not the greatest, but it can save you in a little bit of a pinch. You can get resurrections in town a little bit cheaper the first time, although your premium might go up. But
Oh,
it's useful in a pinch.
before I forget, does anyone need anything forged? I can make almost anything non-magical. Magic is going to require a bit of a push, but I can make stuff. It just takes me an hour, and I need the cost of the supplies. But I do not need the forge in particular to do it.
Pavernal's gonna be like, oh yeah, do you think that you can make me some arrows? And about that magic thing, I might need that a little bit later once I have a little bit more funding, but I just don't know how much that'll cost you.
It's more, I haven't figured out exactly how to do it. The
Oh.
best way to control it. I got lucky with, and he's gonna like turn the corner and point to him. I made the wee lad a sword that can catch fire once a day. Or no, is it once? I can't remember how often he can do it. It's been forever since he's used it, because the gems and all that. But primarily it catches on fire when he says a magic phrase.
Huh. And he pulls out his bow and he's like, I didn't think that I'll need. Jesus Christ, my voice cracked. I didn't think that I'll need anything for this, but if the time comes and if I can get special materials for you, maybe I'll have you take a look at this before we part ways after.
I can reinforce that bow with some metal and do some engravings. Any request, and he's gonna pull out his little handy dandy work notepad and start flipping to a fresh page.
Okay, he's gonna pass you the bow and he's just gonna like sit crisscross applesauce and he's like, I'm not sure how much you can really enhance it. Ooh, is there anything that might be able to make my arrows travel a little more straight? Because I can do interesting stuff with it. And he takes out an arrow, and I'm gonna activate the Desert Wind flame ability, and the arrow just sort of has a silvery light covering it once, and then it returns to normal, but the tip is still glowing hot.
I might be able to.
I mean, anything you do will be honestly a huge improvement, but no rush. If you want to think on it for a few days, and then, you know, when we're on the ship.
Making it more precise is a little bit more tricky than what my magic can do.
Oh,
But I can certainly try. It's gonna probably be a trade-off of either remaking it, and that's the easy part. Just doing like base weaponry, I got that down, no problem. Etchings, designs, the water, because I can put that in, no problem. It's just making it more accurate or giving it magical things is a little bit trickier to that.
well, even if it's not that, anything that you can do, really. If you,
All right, so still personalized. Got it.
yeah. I mean, it's already got a little bit of personality to it, and he just shows where he carved his name in the back of the bowstring, and it's very affectionately named.
Wait, you
Provernal-
carved your name into the bowstring?
Yeah, that's about to snap.
Or
next
no,
time you
into
use
the.
it.
I'm sorry, not into the bowstring. God damn it. Into the action. Oh God, right into where the hand goes. Sorry.
Okay.
Where did I get bowstring? Yes.
So
I
Trevor
used-
kind of steps forward. Is like, it seems like you're talking about a lot of things except for, you know, the end of the world.
Right. I guess we should get on the ship. We'll have plenty of time to.
Well,
Well, I mean, we have
first-
to go to the forge first.
I need to make the things first. As much as I want to try to use Cornwall's mini forge and save us time, I don't know if I can do that. DM out of character, I don't think that's going to be feasible.
Yeah, no, but like
Probably not.
we would need the boat to go to wherever a forge grand enough to forge this is, right?
I mean, Emir's got some decent forges.
Are we on good terms with them?
Yes.
I mean, yeah.
And it's close to the bad place that nobody goes, so you wouldn't be.
I mean, we
losing that
still
much
need the
time.
spellcasters, and Bartholomew can do spells
And I
to
mean,
an extent.
well, I mean, so can a lot of people in Emer, so we might actually be able
Yeah.
to get like the public to help us with this.
You know what? Yeah, let's do that. Let's go to Emer. As much as I want to get Bartholomew, I think Emer's along the way, isn't it?
Alvin will look. He's like, I've got both of my parents, and both of them know how to cast spells. So if it's necessary, I can get them to help. I just need to find a way to get me an ability to escape their sight when we start taking off. You know.
Why will they not let you go like my mother kept interrogating me over a marriage proposal?
It's more like it's not like it's bad interrogation type situation. They will try to figure out what has happened because God knows how much news is being spread about me.
Nah, just give them one of the books. It's fine.
No, we're not giving any of those books away.
It's just one. Give your parents one. Autograph it.
Oh God!
Autograph it for them.
Stop.
Elvin just bankrolling everything.
I do
Yeah, we have
declare,
so
are
much
you
gold.
Alvin from the books?
Oh no, not another person. Yes.
I think I'm from the cupcakes.
I take it that there's some exaggerations in said book.
Yes.
My
But I'm-
silence can be bought for the songs that accompany the book nowadays.
Oh God. I guess I shouldn't be telling you about our recent escapades then, should I?
Oh, no. I do not believe in the written word as an effective means of permanent communication. But if you haven't heard any of the songs they sing about you,
Oh,
No, I
also,
haven't.
real quick, Bargain, you would have heard in the after time of things happening, as you talked about your life with Selenia and also the orc, that the orc worked for Alvin.
Yeah.
Just out of character.
No, yes, of recent effort, we've added dragon slaying to the list.
Yeah.
Pevernil is getting 1 loot point from Cool Demon.
Hey, thank ya.
We totally know
You're
what they do.
welcome.
I didn't
think-
know what they do. However, having a loot point on Pavernal is good, unless he's the one getting nicked. You hear me? And Pavernal's gonna do a little dance for no reason.
Alvin signing autographs.
Damn it! I knew this was gonna happen. Pavernal's gonna like look over at Cyrus and be like, or wait, is Cyrus not here?
Cyrus, the player is not here now.
Okay. Then I guess I'm gonna look over to Callie and be like, by the way, who is that? I've had the cupcakes and they were delicious, so I kind of recognize him there, but I don't really know the reason why he
you
gets
talking
his
about
own...
Alvin?
Yeah, Alvin.
Oh, he's great.
That's why
Actually
they
wrote a
call-
book all about him.
There's a book?
Yeah, well, there was a book written by some later to be found out pretty crazy people. But I wrote an edited, more accurate version, a biography, if you will, of Alvin and his fellow adventurers.
Virgil's gonna mutter on. He's gonna like nod and walk away, and as he's passing John, he's gonna be like, "Always leave it to the church to mess with history."
Hey,
No,
did I hear him say that?
He's speaking kind of quietly, but I don't know. DM, how do you want to rule this?
I want to know if I heard him whisper as he walked
Deception
away.
versus
Yeah.
perception.
14. Wow, that's not gonna be good. Yep.
Nope.
Always leave it to the church to rewrite history.
Okay,
I know
well, I
that we-
heard it,
Yeah.
but I'm not going to say anything.
He's not taking it too badly. He's just like, Catholics, am I right?
What's a Catholic?
Yeah, we're Latandra worshippers.
Yeah. He looks through
And-
his book and he starts just being like, Catholic, where did I hear that word?
By the way, I wrote down that people who follow Latandra are called the Awakened.
They woke.
Oh,
We woke.
god damn it.
So
Uh,
Trevor says, so do you guys have any interest in finding out what you're going to do with the pick after you make it?
Oh yeah.
Don't we have to shatter the crystal?
You
the
do,
world
but-
crystal?
If you just shatter the crystal, you leave the world untethered.
No, but then we need to bring you what's inside of it, the seed, correct?
Yes, you must bring me the seed, and we must plant it on an isle devoid of all human life for the last, how many years, Ikarath?
Let's see, at least 40.
40 years.
Where is that? What island is that?
I do not know of one offhand,
Oh,
but I'm
well,
sure you'll
if we
be
just-
able to locate one.
Yeah, no, I've got one.
You've got an island.
Yeah, there hasn't been anybody living there forever. It's a fucking shite place. Well, I called it Shiteland.
Wait, Ikrat, you named it?
He owns it.
Yeah, no, I was scammed. It had some name before that. It was like I don't know. It was like called Fuckallville or something. I don't give a shit. But like, I wanted in a card game and went there and I was like, it's my own island. And the first thing that it like came out of the woods was like this giant skunk with spikes, and I was like, nope, fuck off. So I sailed around and it was just a shit place. So I left.
Wait, you own an island, Ikarath? When did this happen?
What? If it was any...
I just told the story. I won it. It was about 40 years ago. I wanted to get a card game. I went and visited. It was a shite place. I called it Shiteland and I left. But I don't think anybody lives there, so it's all good.
If anyone else was telling the story, I would ask questions, but it's a crowd. So, that sounds great. I guess we can bring the seed there. Sounds good, Ikarat.
Shiteland.
Yes, and you'll need me to cast the right to anchor it. And when you destroy this diamond, the first tree will wither and die as this new tree grows.
Well, I mean, that doesn't. Who's really gonna care about the first tree all that much? I mean, it's a big tree, yeah, but like it's only. What? Why are you all silent?
Don't people pray to that or something?
There's a whole
Do they?
city. There's a whole city built
Vernal
around
has-
it.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so we
Yeah.
would know that. Oh.
Why don't we
Vernal has
plant
never
the
been
tree
over
where
the
the old
bridge.
tree was?
He's never been over the
Because it
things, but
can't
he has
have
no idea.
had human, sentient, or not necessarily, not animal presence in 40 years.
But yeah, no, Pavernal's only been in the top sort of section of the world. I mean that and other stuff. Sorry.
Oh, so we destroy this diamond or this gem or whatever, and we get the seed, and we plant a new tree, and we destroy the old tree that people live around, and that destroys their cult? I feel like I'm missing a step.
What are you the cult? What cult are we talking about?
Novastain, doesn't it have to do with Novastain?
No, the first tree is not exactly the cult of Novastan. It has more. The Novastan church is not directly next to the first tree. It's something else.
No, I know, but
It's
the
okay.
gem.
It's okay. I'll explain it a little bit slower for the hobo.
Come on, look at my vest. He doesn't know I'm a hobo. I look nice.
Yeah, Wes has a nice shirt.
He
now.
knows all out of character. He knows pretty much everything you've done in the last year.
Oh shit.
He gets around.
Interesting.
So what's happening is the church is corrupting the central anchor point to the world. If they completely corrupt it, it will completely corrupt both this world and the Shadow Realm. The only way to stop it at this point is to break apart the crystal, but that will untether the world until we deliver it to an island that has not seen sentient touch in 40 years, plant it and cast a ritual to sprout a new world tree. But the problem is that the seed of the original tree is in that diamond, and when you break that first diamond, it will kill slowly the first tree.
So what you're saying is we have to destroy the first tree in order to save the world.
Yes, save the cheerleader, save the world.
The cheerleader saved the world.
Classic.
That hurt a little bit, meta.
Vernal's gonna clasp his hand. He's like, "All right, Tree's gonna die. So what? Like, I mean, it's just getting reborn in a new place."
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like that might have more consequences than we think.
I mean, could it really have more consequences than the world ending?
I agree.
I feel like that's where it gets bad.
Well, can't we
I
just
feel like
destroy
that's
the
the end.
church and not destroy the gem? Like, if they're corrupting the gem, if we stop them, there's no one to corrupt the gem anymore, right?
The gem is already corrupted to begin. Is already probably in the process of being corrupted.
Oh.
Once it starts, you can't stop it.
Oh.
I mean,
It's
it
like a
probably
gambling
is-
addiction.
I thought we already deduced that it was corrupt to some extent, since it was corrupting the other gems, the child gems, so to say.
Yep,
Because that's what was happening.
that's accurate.
Because
Oh.
that's what was happening in the Dwarven City.
Well, then do we have a choice? I don't think we do.
We don't have a choice. We have to destroy the main gem and then plant a new one. And hopefully put it in a place where people won't corrupt it.
And then I take over role of Trevius.
Well, I don't think you really want that role, my child.
Who is Trevius?
That tree man is definitely dozens times more trouble than he's worth. Just even talking to, so having
He's
those
the one-
responsibilities as
He
the
doesn't-
last thing I'd want to do.
Well, he doesn't want to be around when the new tree's planted. He wants to be replaced. And I've offered up to be the replacement.
Now,
Okay, but why?
in Cormal's defense, I would rather talk to Cormal than to Tremus. So
Yeah.
That's
true.
actually a very good point, actually. Would you rather speak with a child who is very optimistic about the world, if not a little bit too overzealous about how people, well, are? Or
I
would
guess
you
I would
talk
rather-
to a very pessimistic tree that you don't know if they're trying to help you or if they're trying to insult you every third word?
I guess I'd rather talk to one of Alvin's chipmunks than to an annoying ass tree.
Why did you
Wait,
just-
Cormal's a
That
chipmunk?
could be, yeah, that could be his children. He does
Oh,
have
all-
3 children.
John said it,
Alvin's children are called chipmunks.
Collectively, that's their name
It's
now.
Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Alvin's-
Oh my god!
Why do you think Cornwall talks like that?
They're all pretty
I hate
small too. They're all pretty small.
It's true.
I hate that it took me that long to get the goddamn pun.
I
hate it. I hate it. I hate myself.
Cormal will run over to Trevor and be like,
Trevor, you think I could become the new Trevius, right?
Well, I don't envy anybody that role. With the power I can sense coming from you, I'm sure it's possible.
See, Trevor believes me.
I believe in you too. I mean, Cormal, you're pretty strong. Like, come on, you got this.
Yep.
Alvin, how would it feel to can technically have parental powers over a thing of like Streamius that would be Cormal?
that's weird to think about.
Cornwall literally being a god. Yeah, that's weird to think about.
Cormal is literally gonna force all of his followers to eat butterscotch candies and sing the Alvin, sing the
Except for,
oh.
Imagine, just for a second with me, Cormal, with the power and the abilities that come with Tremius' station, the number of crystals in the world,
Oh my god.
and the behavior of Cormal over the last few months. With that
Oh
much
my-
power,
That's dangerous.
all of a sudden,
honestly,
season 2
yeah.
is just how do we take down Cormal?
How do we make Cormal happy? Send him to the Shadow Realm. There
Start
must be lots of
sacrificing
things.
goats to Cormal every third Sunday to appease
Yep.
him.
Feed the goats crystal meth.
Cornwall patron.
Cormal is the
Oh my
patron.
god.
Yeah.
Cormal is a new warlock and cleric subclass. It's not even like church or domain or pact of.
It's a
just
new
Cormal.
It's Cormal. It's pact of the menagerie.
Yeah,
Pact of the Rock. Oh god.
And you start with 3 familiars. You don't really get much ability except for to summon familiars, but you're really good at summoning a lot of them.
And you
Drago
really
will
like, you're
sign
giving
up
me
for
too
that.
many ideas.
And you have to collect diamonds. You have to collect crystals.
Yeah, that's how you summon. Your familiars cost diamonds and other precious gems to summon.
Yep.
And part of your
Yeah.
pact is an offering of crystals.
Yes.
Secret, I have a question real quick. Who is Tremius? I've heard of his name like once or twice.
Oh, he's
Derek,
the son of a bitch tree.
Yeah, Derek, you don't want to know Tremius. Don't worry about that.
You know what Tremius looks like now?
Oh
Yeah,
He looks like
Him.
he looks
Oh,
like
what
Groot,
the-
except he took steroids and hit the gym because
Yeah,
he got broken up with.
He's
God.
grown a lot since
Yeah, he
last
got
time
a
I saw
better
him
mod-
back in
Oh,
42.
yes.
Yeah,
Holy
he's got a
shit.
better character model.
Sheesh.
Is he evil now?
No, I mean, he was never.
No more than usual.
I mean, he started off, he was supposed to be a good character, but I don't know what he is now. I think he's just tired and grumpy.
He's very morally ambiguous.
I think he's just like that old man on the corner lot who yells at the kids to get off his lawn. He's like, he's angry, but he's just mostly tired of it all.
You're like,
Saving
All
the
these
world's a
kids on
young
my
man's
lawn.
game.
Yep. Wait, isn't his domain the entire world, right?
Yep.
So does that make every living thing just a kid that's on his lawn? Is that why he's
Basically, yeah.
depressed?
I mean, that is a way of looking at it.
So that's why he's so mad.
And they keep messing it up, and his job is supposed to go and click up after
like-
people who are fucking shit up, and he's been doing it for thousands upon thousands upon thousands of years. I
It's
mean,
like
think about what
human-
you guys have done. You guys have burnt down forests and just created lakes where there should be no lakes, and it's his job to clean up after all this shit.
Okay, first, that was Rashok's kid. It had nothing to do with Rosalind's guidance. He just told him to throw a rock off a cliff. He
Into
did
the
not say
river.
to throw a. He did not say to
He
throw
did
a
say
big
into the
one.
river.
Into the river, and so what? He thought he
I
was
mean-
gonna just chuck a pebble.
He did throw a rock. A boulder's just a really, really big rock.
Yeah.
It's not a boulder.
It's a rock.
It's a rock.
Anyway, are we gonna get on this boat or not?
Yeah, is it done?
The boat's been done for a while.
Yeah.
No, the pick. Is he
No,
done?
but, well,
We
No.
gotta sail to Emir
Oh.
to make the pick.
Oh, then we should have been sailing this whole time.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought we were
To
doing.
Emir.
Everyone on the boat.
Everyone on the boat, and Shraga gets to introduce you to his friend.
Who the?
Ah, yes.
What?
So as you guys are on the dock, Shraga scampers ahead, and he says, "We've got okay, little birds. We have 2 rules on this ship. Number 1, I am in charge. My word is final. If you disobey, we throw you off overboard. Cost is 35 gold per person, and you have to sing the shanties when we sing the shanties. Second rule: do not fuck with fruit." And with that, a really large, very old ape with 1 eye, 1 arm, and 1 leg hobbles out onto the deck and just
anytime
kind
you
of
make
stares
a
at
click-
everybody,
wait,
displeased.
Here's the different sound, because it's got to be different. Ready?
What did you?
Because of the peg leg. And you see Fruit crawl and go, ooh, and starting to get to work.
Wait, did Party 3 meet him already? Because we were already on this boat.
We're gonna pretend you didn't.
We didn't?
We're gonna
Okay.
pretend you didn't. But also, this is the base for Fruit. I made Fruit like he is now. Look how much that looks like it's real.
Yeah.
Graphic design is your
What's
passion.
gonna be like? Wait, where the fuck was this guy when we were on this boat?
He was sleeping.
Oh.
Oh,
Fruit has
I-
a nature to hibernate sometimes, and I think he thought you smelled bad.
I clean up now.
Not you specifically, like as a group. You just he's had his share of blood spilled in his day, and he's mostly retired. He helps me sail the boat. So if you smell like blood, he's not a big fan. But there's a lot of you, and there's a lot of work to do.
Also,
Okay.
are all the characters on the boat?
No.
Probably not.
I mean, I have mine. Also, when he sees Fruit have the eye patch, Pavernal is gonna take out Kralen's missing eye, and he's gonna like just see. It's like, does it look the same as the other one?
Oh my god.
And it's just an eye floating in a glowing purple fluid.
Shraga sees that and says, "Do not get any untoward ideas."
Never the thought. I'm just trying to see if he has the same eye. No, I don't think he does.
Zara just kind of looks over Fruit and like examines the peg leg. Is it just made of wood?
Yeah. With a little bit of metal, like, for that fitting there.
Is it okay to pet the gorilla?
If Do you like your
Mike-
limbs?
No. It's more of how would you like an upgrade? I want a challenge.
No, I'm quite happy with Fruit. He is my friend. I do not need a new companion.
No. I don't want to. I don't mean to give. What? Not replace him. I meant upgrade his peg leg if you wish to have something better and probably more comfortable if I can craft it right. I like challenges, and this is a new challenge for me.
The only thing I would be wary of is that that leg made special by men who's making new legs for people, and he make it so.
I will
He makes he make it special for sailing, so it will not rust. It will not how you say get splintery. It is got varnish on it, and it is lighter enough that if he fall into water, he can swim. So if you can make better leg than that, by all means, I would love it.
I will take that as a challenge. I will do what I can, and if not, well, he still has that leg that he can keep and continue to use.
And again, no touching of the fruit, please. But he does have a spare one because I bought a spare one. So there, I'll get you it later from Kevin, and you can use that as a dimensional model.
I wasn't.
So that you
I
can
wasn't.
make it
I wasn't going to touch it without at least permission from him.
He does not give this readily to many people, but like if you have new leg, he might. But for
I
anyone
understand.
else, if you like limbs intact, no touching of the fruit.
One is capable. Traveler Fruit is capable of removing limbs.
Look at him. He's got like less than everyone else here. It's not that he's capable; it's that it's already happened.
One would like to see how well his regeneration is right now. Can one?
Let me put you
touch
this way:
fruit?
he lost his limbs 10 years, 15 years ago, and so far he's grown back nothing.
No.
So not great.
One is capable of regenerating. One wishes to touch fruit to see how well regeneration is working right now.
Which one wants to do this, and why is he an idiot?
Which one wants to do this? Shrug. I think he means himself.
I mean, like I said, you can touch fruit, but if you like limbs intact, then you shouldn't.
A fog
Fruit!
starts to roll in as you guys are sailing. Continue.
Uh-oh.
Fruit, be careful, they might want to touch you.
As the fog is
He
rolling
picks
in,
up the
Rosalind's
barrel.
gonna take his spot
Oh
in
no.
front of at the front of the ship.
Does anyone got a plumber?
And he
Mommy
lifts
got
it
a
up
barrel.
above his head. Ooh!
Where's the princess?
Are you guys ready for some real water bending? JK. I'm just gonna use my ability to just push forward in the direction that the things are pointed. So he's just like,
To push us faster?
yeah, that, and also to move the fog away from us so that it doesn't blanket us. It'll stay in
The
front.
fog doesn't move even a little
Alright.
teeny bit.
So, better real quick. How long are we going to be sailing for?
A very long time. You've been sailing for a couple days now already.
No. I'm saying between when we started and now, I'm going to be doing the.
We're gonna say you're like 3 days out right now.
Okay, so for the first day, I'm going to try to enhance that bow. But I guess we could talk about that out of session. Because
Yeah.
that's gonna be up like at least, depending on what you allow, at least 3 uses of my ability, 1 for each day.
Yeah, something I want to add for Callian. So I'm gonna handicap myself here. I'm gonna cast every morning this spell. So I will be down 1 spell slot every day, so we have enough food on the boat.
Yeah, then Wes will like season it and make it taste good.
Yeah, so I
Oh,
make
yeah, and
lots of food.
if I didn't make
but
it
it's-
clear out of character, Shraga charges 35 gold per person, and you have to help sail the ship as he needs it for this journey.
Yeah.
It's gonna take you 26 days.
Wow.
Alright.
Nice.
Then we could get some sailing skills.
We're gonna need a montage.
Montage. I want a montage of me and Wes making food every day.
Yeah.
So the fog thickens and rolls over the sides of the deck, and you can only see about a foot or two in front of you.
Oh God.
Can you cast your light, Callan? Give us a little bit of more visual.
Yeah. Well,
Yes,
I,
please be doing of the removal of this fog, as it's making very hard to be the seeing of the things, and that's important.
It's hard for me to use my navigator's tools with this amount of fog here.
well, Rosalind tried to move the fog, but sorry about my dog. Rosalind tried to move the fog, but it didn't work. So maybe this is some magical fog.
I'm sorry, guys. It feels like I'm pushing through a very thick soup. Someone burned it.
How fast is the boat moving in water?
I think we determined that I can go at 1.5 speed of normal boats, so
Something like that. He gets an extra 15 because of the god he worships.
Okay, I'm just double checking something. What boat are we using?
I
Ooh,
don't know.
you know what? I looked at them really fast. I didn't actually choose what side. I think. Hold
It's
on.
one that looks like this.
No, is it? I can convert.
It's just
the
it's a sailing
speed.
ship because it's got a 20 passenger thing.
Is it a?
No, it'd be smaller than that. So I mean, as far as I don't think it's got an official D&D thing, but it's larger than a keelboat. It's smaller than a sailing ship.
Is it a sloop?
Yeah, probably, but like that's what I would call it out of character. I don't know if that's an official D&D.
There is an official D&D called 3. I need to convert the miles per hour to feet per 6 seconds. That's why.
I mean, it's a small two-masted ship that a monkey or an ape and an orc can sail together. Technically.
Oh my God, the fog is wow. Look at this.
Okay, and then so Cal.
So is it like a brigantine then?
And then you said you can move at how much faster?
Plus 15 miles a day.
Plus 15 miles a day.
Mhm.
So are we accounting for being able to sail for the full time? Like full.
I mean,
24
however long a ship is sailing, technically.
A ship can sail 24 hours a day. As long as the crew rotates. So.
Well, and that's the reason why we have you guys. So we'd probably be sailing like 16 hours a day, because Shraga still needs to sleep.
Yeah. Well, if you allow him, Cairo can captain the ship if needed.
Yeah, okay.
Cairo has proficiency with water vehicles as well.
Then Wes could probably navigate for Cairo. I mean, doesn't have navigation tools, but he has cartographer's tools, so he's like a bum version of a navigator.
If you need to use my tools, I can give them.
Did I
Um,
forget to move my character onto the boat?
Why can't I see anything?
Bargain's not happy
Because
with
it's
what
all dark.
Bargain's not happy with the fog, so he is going to cast Fairy Fire, centered on himself. That was supposed to be Bargain, not Shraga.
Derek, I will put you on.
Oh, alright.
For some reason, my OneNote removed the name of the character that
Callian,
asked
are
me for
you
the
on
bow.
here already?
Yeah, Callian somewhere
Me and
towards the front
Rosalind
of
were
the
near
ship.
the front of the boat.
Okay, yeah, I missed you guys.
Who? Which character asked me or asked Alric for the bow?
Oh,
Pavanel.
yeah, Pavanel. Speaking of,
Pavanel.
yeah,
Oh, I
my
saw
name's
it.
Pavanel Yurthane here, and I'm gonna go find Cairo if he's on the ship.
Would a dark vision help with the fog, or can I still not see?
I mean, it's magical
Nope.
darkness. Or magical
Oh,
fog.
fuck.
Can I
gotta
just
do
like
something about this
call?
Pevernil?
It's Pavernal, like P-O-V.
Pevernil, okay.
Yeah.
It's weird because like the picture in the log is
for
like
sure.
different from your token.
I know. I'm so sorry.
No,
about
you're
that.
fine. I'm just like I want to
You
make sure I have
guys
the right character.
hear thumps, and it sounds like something collides with the side of the boat.
Uh-oh.
What
But
was
you
that?
can't see
Shraga,
it.
Shraga, what was that?
You guys see glowing red lights off in the distance.
Off
And
in the
Shraga
distance.
calls. Shraga has a bell next to his wheel, and he rang the alarm bell to make sure everybody fucking is awake and stuff like that. So when you ask him what that is, he just says, "I can't see any better than you. So if you want to know, I suggest you go find out." Actually, no, that's a good idea. Please, everyone, figure out what that was.
Where
Can
did,
somebody tell me where fruit is?
Fruit should be right next to me. I hope.
Fruit?
Unless he moved.
Fruit, where are you? Where's Fruit?
Draga shouts something in Orcish. Fruit would know to jump up into the mast and stay out of combat.
Okay.
Hmm.
Fruit does that.
Can Callian cast Lathandra's light? Will that help at all?
I mean, you can try.
I mean, it's fog, but
Well, and that goes. Doesn't let Lathandra's light fight against magical darkness? So.
yeah, it does pierce the magical darkness.
So maybe.
I'll try it.
The fog gets really, really, really bright, like you've shown high beams at it in the car in the morning.
That
It
makes
just
so
made
much
it
sense.
worse.
Yeah.
I launched this. By the way, my daylight spell. I'll center it on the center of the boat.
Okay,
So somewhere around where like West.
yeah,
was or
everybody in
whatever.
that radius can see even less distance around them.
Jeez.
You guys, is that helping?
No, now I can see even less.
Vernal's
Okay.
trying to crawl on the floor and then just boom, flashbang.
I'll
Can
turn
I
it
roll
off.
Bargain's perception trying to smell stuff?
Sure. Also, you'll need to give me a direction that you're walking and how many feet when it's your guys' turn if you guys want to move. You smell something very stanky. Like unwashed.
Undead stank? Undead stanky
Like
or pirate
unwashed.
stanky?
Hasn't bathed probably in their lifetime stank.
How in the fuck does a creature living in the sea never bathe?
One would assume they fear water.
An ironic place of residence, then.
Forced, maybe?
Wait, is this loud enough for Wes to hear? Because if it is, then Wes is gonna.
He's just fucking talking.
Yeah.
Then Wes is just gonna get
Oh.
closer to you guys, just so he's near somebody.
Also,
Everybody
Roslyn's gonna
roll
start moving
initiative.
back on the ship. Oh,
Oh no.
thank you,
Oh
DM.
god. Is our ship being ambushed?
I don't know.
Think
I've
so,
given
Lord.
you context clues.
Oh.
Yeah, our boat got hit by something. It's in our boat.
I'm gonna reroll Cairo's initiative.
Fuck.
Oh no, wait, is it one of my children?
We're being boarded.
I rolled an 8.
Wow, I love how. Oh wait, no, Pavernals went through.
And then I need to do Cormal.
You guys get your bad rolls out now.
I need to roll my.
No one cares about initiative.
That was not
Eh,
supposed to be to GM.
I'll
I
just
finally
throw
got a good
fireball.
initiative too.
I'll just shoot a fireball.
Roslyn and Pavernal got the same exact initiative. Wonderful.
Oh.
Wait, how did
Roll off.
Pavernal? How did
Oh, wait,
Pavernal
wait,
get
who rolled a
4?
nat one?
Already undid it.
Oh, okay.
I have Lucky on Cairo. You don't need to
There
worry
you
about
go.
Cairo.
Yeah,
All
hey
right.
guys, I got a question. How did Pavernal roll a 4.15? He has a +4 to initiative.
No, you where
That's saying a plus 2.15.
that thing
That's
Roslyn.
That's Roslyn's, yeah. But Pavernal's is right underneath Roslyn.
I don't see a second roll.
No, you rolled 2 Ros. I see 2 Rosin rolls.
Yeah, you rolled Roslyn twice
Yeah.
Oh,
on my screen.
well, I'm gonna take a screenshot of this because this is just weird. I'm gonna roll Pavernals then, I guess, but
Yeah, now it says Pavernal.
Now it's a 7 for Bruno.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna take a screenshot of this because this is funny. Oh, it's gone.
All right. Are we
And it's
done with people?
I think so.
This giant fucking. So we have. This is called speed combat, and the reason we're doing this is to start getting us acclimated to what we're going to be doing for the next 2 months. You've got 30 seconds to start doing something. If you don't start doing something, then it goes to the next person. You don't have to finish in that time, but you gotta be ready.
Okay.
Because with this many how many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18,
Wow.
19, potentially up to 20 fucking players. 20 players.
Oh god.
That's why we're instituting such things. For movement, you will
Wow.
need to tell me. What the frick just happened to my?
Oh, matter. I rolled an 8. I actually forgot to choose my token.
Okay, I'll add you in a sec. My roll 20 bugged out for a second. So that's the way we're gonna do it. I'll have a stopwatch here that I'm gonna kind of keep track of. So basically, what it means is, please pay attention to what's going on, even if it's not your turn. For movement in this particular combat, as I said, you'll need to tell me a direction you plan to go in and a amount of distance you plan to travel, and I will do that for you. If this ever loads. Okay, there we go. Good luck, everyone. Let me go and add Derek here. Add Derek, what'd you get?
8.
8. As always, talking is allowed to each other between turns. And we start with Wes.
Wow. First time going first. Okay. What direction was the noise? Can I tell where the noise is coming from?
Perception.
Okay.
Meta crow's nest height.
How high is the crow's
How high
nest?
is a crow's nest typically?
Hang on.
On a
Oof, not a
two-mast
great
ship.
one.
24 feet. You don't know where it's
10.
coming from. It seems to be coming from all around you at once.
Shit. I don't know which direction I would want to walk in. I'm gonna walk.
Just do a little
Yeah.
arrow thingy.
Yeah, I'm going to go this way. Yeah, I'll go as far as I could go, which is 45 feet.
Okay. Let's see how far that is. Okay, right there.
And I'll take out my quarterstaff. Do I see anything around me?
Nope, you can only see the part of you that's exposed here.
Anyone over here? Anyone nearby? Who's there? Is what I'll say, because I can't even see Callian, right?
Nope.
I'm over here, Wes.
Oh, so Callian. And I'll take my bonus 5-foot step toward Callian. So I'll be
Rosalind's
right
over
next to
here
him.
too.
Okay,
This
so
is the front of the boat.
yeah, if you take your 5-foot step, then you are here.
And then, since I didn't take an action, I will hold my action to swing at something that's not a friend when it comes into distance. Like when I can see it, if it's not someone I know, I swing at it.
Okay. Nope, you go back. You were not moving yet. Where did you even come from? I guess you were right here. Okay. There we go. Thalrak, Pevernil, Marks, Derek, Bargain, and Jonzalva. You guys all hear a
Wow, I moved
poof
away.
sound.
A what
A
sound?
poof, like
Okay.
John
the hell
Salva,
is
I
that?
told you about eating beans.
One
Good
has
God.
not eaten beans today.
Then I think we may have bigger problems.
Thalrak,
One
armor
does
class.
agree.
21.
You see a dagger bury itself a quarter-inch from your toe into the plank. It goes right in him. Just hits with a solid plunk.
Alright, whatever is here is throwing daggers at us. And he's gonna yell out loud into the mist. Quite poorly, I am afraid.
Okay, so anybody who's not standing close to you just hears you saying something we can't understand. And then, quite poorly, I'm afraid.
And as he says that, a second dagger lands itself right in his shoulder blade. And you take 3 damage.
Oh, now I see. They're getting slightly better. Oh, I'm so scared.
And he gets his third attack,
Freaking
which
cowards.
misses at his foot.
Oh, look! The rain's getting worse again! Maybe the one that hit me was just a fluke.
Ikarath has not been paying attention
Yes.
this whole time, but hearing Thalrak saying stuff, he struggles to his feet and he goes, "What's that? We've got enemies with flutes!"
And it is Rakamin Shraga's turn.
As a free action, can I lash the wheel to itself so that way he doesn't have to be steering the boat and he can actually participate?
Certainly.
Okay. And,
I'll say a bonus action.
yeah, that's fair.
That's fair.
Then he is going to. I can't see on the map because I don't.
Yeah, you
see
just
on
have to
the
pick
map.
a direction.
But
and
Shraga
give me
knows
an
his
amount.
boat. Shraga knows his boat well enough to know that somewhere about here is like wherever in that direction.
Uh-huh.
The what do they call it? Just like the railing of the boat. He wants to run over there and he wants to start running along the railing, checking for grappling hooks and shit like that.
Grappling hooks? Okay, so let's see how far you can
Because
go.
like boarding your ship.
How far can you go, Max, with your dash?
As a dash action, he can go a total of 70 feet.
Okay, so you don't find...
He would, and would he know to start checking the north or south side of the ship?
We were just assuming he was doing this way.
That's perfectly fine.
And you go through all of that, and you see nothing. At least in the parts that you've checked.
The stern is clear! That's his turn.
All right. How you guys doing over there, by the way?
Struggling. Also, I'm...
Okay, Rockamine is the only one who hears a noise.
And does he know what that noise is?
No. What's your armor class?
Let's see. Shraga's armor class. Which of these character sheets is he? Shraga's armor class is 18.
3 daggers just bury themselves at your feet.
Can you tell which direction they came from by where they're sitting?
Yes, roughly that way. In a 3-dimensional plane.
Wary of port! Wary of port!
And it is... Oh, okay. Roll perception, everybody.
Everybody.
Yep.
Thank goodness. I'm gonna roll Rosin's first because I'm praying that the nat 20 is
Oh,
on
nice.
that one.
Oh, come on.
Oh,
Perception.
21.
Why is it
finally.
disadvantage?
Oh. Shraga pokes himself in the eye. Whew.
Oh, that's just 15.
I somehow
gotta
got
turn that off.
15. Nice.
Oh,
14 plus
How do
perception?
you plus 14?
What?
I have.
Oh, is it like
Expertise.
expertise?
Yeah, I have. I
Oh, and observant,
this
right?
character. Yeah, I have observant. This character
Mhm.
has 29 passive perception.
Jesus Christ.
All right.
I look, when I made him, I was making it with my friend Peyton, and he was gonna go a full sneak build, and we were gonna have this whole hide and seek thing. And then 3 days before the game, he left.
Shraga.
Oh.
Shraga, you are convinced that Fruit has not listened to you, and somehow you saw his lumbering form out in the fog in this direction for some reason.
Oh
Isn't
God.
there just ocean that way?
As far as you can see, but you see like you saw him in the distance.
Braga is big concern.
Okay. That's fair. Ikarath, you see an arrow bury itself at your feet.
Oh, they missed Ikarath?
Yup.
Oh,
Warning shot, I swear. I swear this never happened.
What's your
My
armor
arrows are
class,
always-
Ikarath?
15.
So as the arrow buries itself in the ground at your feet, a firebolt goes off in your face, dealing 7 damage.
Oof.
And a crossbow bolt buries itself right next to the arrow. However, it appears to already have blood on it for some reason. And you hear some kind of weird yelp of pain.
Can he tell where that Yelp is?
You can roll perception.
Yes, because Ikarath is the man we want to roll perception.
Is that my fault? A little bit. No, you just know that it's not behind you, but it could be anything kind of in that bubble right there. Like those directions. The only one it can't be is behind you.
Okay.
1 second. Oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah, oh no.
Oh no, 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 no.
So a
no.
firebolt.
Oh no. What?
A firebolt blasts Thalrak in the face.
Um,
You take half damage because it's firebolt.
yeah.
Yup. For 22, so 11 damage as your beard catches on fire.
Jeez.
And then
It just singes. It doesn't catch fire. It singes.
arrow lodges itself in your knee. And you take 6 damage.
I
Gotta go with
scream
my
Vince like
adventuring
you.
days.
Best make your way back to Patty.
Rockamine, what's your armor class?
Rakamim's armor class is 18.
An arrow buries itself at your feet.
Shraga is becoming more and more upset about how many times he's going to have to wax his bow after all these weapon attacks.
Okay. A crossbow bolt lodges itself in your shoulder, dealing 4 damage.
To Shraga?
Yes. A arrow lodges itself at your feet. And a firebolt blows up in your face for 9 damage. And it is Ikarath's turn.
No one sees anything else with the perception rolls?
Anybody below 20 doesn't see anything.
Because Marks and I both got.
Oh, I forgot
21.
about those. Sorry. So yeah. So
And Carnival got 30.
you guys
yeah.
hear some
Oh,
light
shoot.
skittering from the northeast side of the boat.
I'm gonna pull. Oh
Okay.
wait, no, I don't even have my bow. I'm gonna
Alright,
pull
So
out my
what do I
shit.
perceive then with my 21?
That's anybody. Yeah, that's anybody who's above
Okay, so
20.
it's, okay,
perceives
so
that.
So it's
Yes,
anything
right
up
here.
in like this area of the boat, I'm guessing. Near
Kind of like just
Stormwall?
draw a line from where you guys are northeast at a 45, and that's roughly where you hear it from.
Oh, okay, so like.
Did the fire do anything to dispel? Like, could you see the Could other people see the fire, stuff like that, or is the
Yeah,
fog
the
keeping
fireball.
even?
You guys saw it for the fire bolts. You would have seen it come from just basically draw a southwest line at about a 45, and that's roughly the direction you guys saw fire just illuminate the fog. Just the barest of illuminations for Thalrak, Rashkamine, Derek, Cairo, Hevernil, and then for the ones that were at the end, and then Ikarath, Bargain, everybody but Rosalind.
Well, if fire
basically
is
on the west
helping
side.
with if fire is helping with visibility, then Ikarath is going to fire off his latest and greatest spell.
Well, it's not so much helping with visibility as it's just really bright and the fog lights up, so you just see that it's brighter through the fog somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, like, if we got to the end of the ship, then just AoE, boys.
Well, in
Oh,
that
damn
case, Ikarath will just try dispel magic.
Okay, dispel magic. Nothing happens. Oh, wait, sorry. That would be you need to roll. Okay. Roll a spellcasting check. You don't make it.
Damn.
Oof.
That's it for Ikarath.
As you try and dispel the magic, but you feel the magic fight back. The fog is definitely magical in nature, but you aren't able to dispel it.
God dang it.
That's it for Ikarath.
All right, Bargain.
Before combat started, Bargain cast Fairy Fire.
Mm-hmm.
Did that do anything?
I mean, it lit you up. It might help
Well, so
if
it's-
you see an enemy. It might help. Like Alvin.
Well,
could
yeah,
see- Alvin,
basically it just means that anybody in that range would see an outline of
I'm gonna go
anyone
with.
else.
We're gonna extend 10 feet. So let's add you a 10-foot radius here of light. A very, very light light. So if you are within that radius, anybody, you can see an outline form of Bargain.
We can't see it, so
You can't.
If you
see
zoom in, you can see the radius on the map. It
yeah,
just,
so
it-
you
it-
see like Alvin right here. You see you got a little bit. Let's make it a better color. Let's make it since
no,
you guys are
like
dealing
you
with.
haven't showed it
Oh,
to everyone.
there we
meta.
go.
Like, oh, I can't see the. There you go. Now I can see the radius.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it gray, white though. We're gonna make it white. That's where you can see. And if you're inside of that radius, you can see just the faintest illumination of Bargain's outline.
Okay.
Barkin is just going to go back to back with Jinzalva, and he is going to keep his weapons ready to make a defensive flourish if anybody comes after him.
Okay.
That's it for Bargain.
Cairo.
Okay. Well. To start my turn off, no one would notice he disappears, but Cairo does no longer on the mortal plane.
Okay.
I step into the shadow realm and peer into the mortal plane from there.
Peer at the mortal plane from there. I don't. You would
So
not see it.
I exist as if I'm a ghost
Mhm.
almost, and I peer through into the mortal plane and the shadow realm at the same time.
Well, I mean, in the shadow realm, you just see a bunch of water. Black
Okay.
water.
Then Cairo is just going to move towards the center of the boat.
Okay. How 30 or so?
Yes.
Or are you sprinting?
Just 30, and then he's going to hold his action to where if anything approaches him, he will attack them upon.
Alright.
Because I don't truly exist on the mortal plane, but I can attack anything on the mortal
Yep.
plane.
All right. And then Thalrak, make a dex save.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Well, goddamn.
All right, so you see two skeletal hands reach up and claw onto your legs. And
Wait,
they,
from under the deck?
yeah.
Oh.
Not under, like from the deck. You just see them kind of grow, and you see dirt just show up around them as they grab onto your legs and claw and rip tears in your ankles, dealing 8 damage as you are
8
bound.
damage? Holy
as you are
shit.
bound. And you can feel your bones like under pressure and painful in the absolute vice grip of these claws. And it is Jonzolva's turn.
Alright, Jonzalva is going to use his action and bonus action to activate mutations, so I'm going to push my regenerative flesh to its maximum and toughened hide to its maximum. And that is all I'm going to do.
Thalrak.
I need to roll my cancers, so let's see what happens.
Oh, so you mean 4chan?
I do not cancer mutate today.
Okay, so he's not even a redditor. He's just vibing.
So, continuing on, Thalrak.
Okay, I'm kind of mad that I forgot that my shield can deflect or reflect the fireball spell back if it was cast at like 4th level or lower.
Oh no.
I forgot I could do that. I'm so bad. Just return to sender in the most awesome way, but I hardly get a chance to use that with the shield anyways. Yeah, Thalrak is not exactly happy right now. He's going to tap his arm with the arm that has the shield on it and just give himself cure wounds for right now because he can't really move.
Yep.
Or can I use my movement action to try to break free?
You could use your attack, like your big action, to try and break free.
Alright, would that be strength then?
You could also try and dispel it if you wanted to go that route.
Nah, you know what? Tyler's just gonna do cure wounds on himself at this point.
Alright.
He's gonna cast it at 2nd level. Because he just wants to save the bigger stuff for later. And that's his turn.
Alright.
Because the spell magic only happens when the spell is being cast, and since I can't see the caster, I couldn't tell what it was.
Yeah.
I thought that was counterspell.
You can do dispel magic regardless. It's counterspell. You need to see the caster.
Alright.
is it? Okay.
So,
The
yeah.
spell is like to get rid of an effect.
Callian's turn.
Well, it's instantaneous, so would that be an action?
The
Dispel magic is
dispel
a
magic
spell,
is
yeah.
instantaneous. Is instantaneous in action to
Okay.
cast dispel
Okay.
magic.
Speaking of dispel magic,
Are we
I
all
will
doing
cast
this?
dispel magic on the fog.
Alright. Cast
So I have
your
to roll
spellcasting
a,
stat. Yep.
Okay, so I'll pretend I'm rolling a guiding bolt, which is my spellcasting stat.
Yep.
Oh,
As the fog lifts and dissipates beneath Callian's grate, cast there.
Latandra's light, please be with us.
As you see
Hey, look,
another
there's the one-
boat has anchored itself to yours, and you can see gangplanks down and goblins on the other side of the boat as everything is revealed as the fog dissipates.
Uh-oh.
Oh, shit.
Hey, look, there's guys on our boat, too.
I think
I'll-
we knew that already, Callie.
Right.
Oh, I didn't know. I'll yell out to everyone. You guys, I'll push the other boat away. Take care of these guys on our boat. And I will move.
Oh,
I'll move
oh,
over here.
DM.
And I'm done.
I gotta bite my lip here.
Why? You can DM me.
Oh wow, no.
Eh.
That's a straight line right there.
Yup.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Oh,
And it's Marx's turn.
I think he wrote a question in chat.
Pevernil is melee.
I do have melee weapons. I have a silvered sword and I have an iron sword.
I think he's a ranger, right?
Oh wait, no, I don't have my iron sword anymore. I have a hammer.
Asking if you prefer
'cause
melee
I
or
can't hold
range.
it. Oh, I am definitely more ranged oriented. I have the archery feat, or not feat, the archery fighting style. So I
15.
have a
Okay, so he's ranged.
yep, plus 10 to hit, or plus 9 to hit because I don't have the plus 5 in it.
Is he are you saying you're casting sleep?
I can just use melee.
I think that's
Either
what
way
he's
works.
doing.
Yeah.
No, he's just trying to take a nap.
Okay, so you're
I mean-
casting sleep on what?
Cast it on the enemy boat. We got someone to take care of it.
Where is Marx?
Well, sleep usually has a AOE.
Yeah,
It's an
okay, well
AoE.
So he's
sleep.
probably casting it on some of these guys. I don't know.
This one's been slept. It's Cormal's turn, as it's only 20 HP.
You roll the.
Oh,
You
do
You
you?
roll.
gotta roll for sleep.
Yeah,
it was
there's
Yeah, you
up-
roll
It's
5d8.
up to 5d8, so it
Oh.
can be
Mhm.
more than 20.
Yep.
It's
Thought
up
it
to
was a
40
static
HP
20.
worth.
He might only sleep one person. Who knows?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Mhm.
So it's 5d8, so you roll this. 26.
26 health.
Okay, yep,
if
only one
enemy
goes to sleep. And
Okay.
then Marx moves, and then it's Cormal's turn.
Okay. Cormal will run up to this boy and attack him then.
Alright, go ahead.
So that's going to be 28.
You hit.
8.
For 8 damage as you cut into his exposed goblin hide.
And then I go for my second attack.
You hit.
19.
And you
10.
kill him. Cutting him down as he falls off the boat and into the water. Clutching at his open belly. Any other actions?
Nope, that's it.
Derek.
honestly, I want crushing fireball at the enemy mast, but I'll probably hit our sails.
Also, the
that
wood of
means-
the boat.
Yeah.
I don't know if Fireball is a good spell on a boat.
Oh
If
yeah.
it's the enemy boat, yeah. on the
Unless
other
you
boat,
wanted
that'd
to
be
save
great.
the boat and then have 2 boats.
Ooh, 2 boats.
We can
That
add
is
2
true.
boats, and then we can have that boat as part of the Alvin's new starting fleet. He'll pay for it.
And you've
Hey.
got a rowboat.
I'll give you a sec. Wait, I've got Shatter.
Shatter
Yeah,
also, I mean, you can, but Shatter is also relatively destructive.
How long have we been sailing for? Just so
All
I
right,
can figure
you'll
out.
come up. You'll come. Pevernil is going to go, and then
Yeah.
Derek, you'll get a chance again after Pevernil.
Several days.
Do you?
Okay.
Oh wait, no. I thought Alvin. Okay, so I can't have Rosalind shout go onto the other boat. You know what? Pevernal is going to run to the. How far is it? I just need to see how far the ship is.
Oh God.
Okay, yeah, no,
Told
he
you not to go there.
no,
Yeah, don't
no.
go. There's enough guys on our ship.
If you capsize the boat, you're gonna.
Well, you can shoot them from over there. It's whatever.
He's just gonna chuck like a hammer that he just has onto the. Or actually, you know what? No, he's gonna try to pull this plank out from it, so then they can't
Roll
board.
strength.
Okay,
Who's smart?
I'm just thinking ahead because like boarding planks, you know, It'll take him a couple of seconds to set up a new one. 9.
Nope, it stays firmly stuck with the nails on the other side.
Oi, guys, just push the fucking planks off, then they can't board. Then it's just bombardment and all that fun. I think. I don't really know ship terms. I kind of don't like water.
And Alvin.
I didn't mean to have it.
Oh yeah, it is Derek. So Shatter, where are you casting Shatter?
No, I didn't mean to. I just didn't.
All right.
I didn't mean to cast it.
What are you casting? You got your turn
It's
here.
not my turn. Oh, it is my turn.
I
thought
was
that-
giving you that one skip and one rechance, so you got 20
Oh yeah,
seconds.
I'm casting it like right here,
Okay.
and then give me a sec. Give me a second. Why is it not working? I'm trying to roll again. Oh,
Make sure that that does not hit our ship in the process.
I'll try not to.
Because if it
All right.
does, we put a hole in our ship. Because ships automatically fail.
Yeah,
the
So
depth.
all of those goblins are blown into the water and die, but you blow a large chunk out of the ship and it starts to take on water.
Wait, our ship or their ship?
Their ship.
Okay.
Ooh, good
Uh
job.
oh. Oh.
Well, it depends
Yeah,
on if you
that's
wanted to
dang.
save the ship or not. Really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Well, maybe we still
Ow.
can.
Alves. Our fearless leader.
There's no way in hell you can save the ship now.
We have magic.
Yeah, but mending takes a whole minute to use.
Yeah. Well.
You
So
can still use it. I mean, it's not taking it on that fast. It's not
And
lava
plus-
or anything.
And also, plus the
Water should be
chunk
faster
that
than lava, just to
yeah.
be clear.
Yes,
the
but
chunk that he blew
it's
off
not.
was above
It's
the
not going
water.
fast. It's not sinking faster than the lava rises.
Okay.
I'm gonna go
Yeah.
over here and yeah, all of these goblins need to make a Constitution saving throw. Versus a DC 15.
Which goblins?
These 4,
Okay. DC is 15.
DC 15, yes.
They do not make it.
Okay, so God, hold on. No, it's DC 14 actually. So if they do make it, still
They
with
don't.
that, but all right, then they take 13 cold damage. Each.
They take 13 cold damage as you see their noses freeze over and then fall off. And they all scream and yell and jump and hop in anger and pain.
All right, and seeing that I've pissed them off, I'm going to step away, and gonna say to people, "Get ready to repair the ship so we can still keep it."
Yep.
I think that was in 5 feet of that one guy.
Huh?
You were in 5 feet, but he missed on the way out anyway, so.
Okay, that's fine.
And Rosalind.
Okay. Fancy boy time. So since I get the extra 10 flying from casting, by the way, I will be casting Lightning Bolt. Don't worry.
Nobody tell him.
Wait, what? Are these gonna absorb my magic like every other enemy that I've actually casted magic on?
Nothing. You just. I'm just.
Okay.
I have told. I'm just.
I'm
I'm bad as a
salty about
DM
that,
because I don't like to see you guys do poorly. So I won't say anything,
no,
but I'll just remind
it's-
you that combat is tactical.
Is it really?
That would be just wide enough to get all of them, I think.
No, it's going to set the ship on fire.
Oh. Well, I mean, they're all gonna be gone, so we can just press the digitate and, throw buckets of water on it. And they'll all be dead, so we can, like, Roz press the digitate the fire and start getting stuff, out.
Well, we won't be out of combat. If you kill all these guys and the ship goes on fire, we still have the other ship to deal with, so.
Yeah, and I understand that, but we'll have people to take care of the fire, and the fire is not going to spread faster than the destruction that all of these goblins.
Okay, so we've got lightning
do.
bolt.
Yeah.
What's the DC?
It is 17.
They do not make it. Roll the damage. And how
Dex
many
save.
is it? 100 foot?
8d6.
It's 100 foot long, which
Mhm.
is all the goblins.
Okay.
Oh my god.
That's
You have
why
one shot everyone.
this is. Yeah, they take 22 damage
Yes, they all fall off.
each.
They all get shocked and fall off into the water, and the water is littered with the corpses of goblins.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
And
then
Rosalind, and they all scream bloody murder, and you can see a few of them survive before their heads go underwater, and they just curse and point and scream at Rosalind as they drown.
Yeah, and Rosalind is gonna use his bonus action to try it and make the wind go out, so then the fire doesn't spread.
From lightning?
Not spread as. No, from his storm thing. He can control the wind within 100 feet.
But where's the fire?
Doesn't the lightning cause? Never mind.
Lightning
If it
doesn't
doesn't,
cause fire.
Okay, if that's the case, then never mind.
Oh wait, no, it does. It does say.
He says in the spell specifically.
Yeah.
that-
If it helps at all, Shraga been sailing this boat for 20 years. I'm just assuming this isn't the first time people have tried to set his boat on
Yeah,
fire.
the wind
Yeah.
does not
So,
put out the
He's
fire.
probably
though.
put.
No,
I'm
I'm
saying that he probably has treated his boat like the wood, so that it's not instantly flammable.
I would think
Okay.
like the crazy
Something like
stuff.
lightning would have to char the, like it would have to be hitting the ship. If he fired a lightning bolt above the ship and it just happened to hit it, I don't know if that, especially since it's on the ocean and it's soaking wet. I don't know. It would
Mhm.
probably singe the boat, but I don't know if open
Oh,
flames.
You
true.
would. Okay, so here's what's gonna happen.
It looks like it would
This-
set these ropes and this pile
this-
of cargo on fire.
That's
for
what I
sure.
was about to say. I was gonna say this rope is on fire and has let go. And the mast tilts to one side.
Okay, that's not good.
Traga is
Oh,
swearing.
we
in
would lose.
Orcish.
We would lose the sail. We lose the sail there.
Yeah.
The sail is no longer under control.
Okay,
Yep.
I understand that, and you guys may be mad. but you
Also,
gotta
the
realize
ropes here-
all of them would have cut. They would have cut everything.
Also,
Including
this
us.
whole thing is on fire, or will be shortly.
Yeah.
And you've lost these ropes as well.
Yeah, so I think the slack would the
You've
mast would
lost
just go
these
slack.
ropes as well,
Yeah, basically the whole.
And
the-
this
Hey,
rope.
my mess is fucked.
and you've lost
control.
this rope too. You've lost this rope, and this rope, and you broke this, and this is now hanging by one anchor point.
This wouldn't
vertically.
have been hit. This wouldn't have been hit right here.
Okay,
No,
so
it
we're
wouldn't.
good.
It only goes
a
to
straight
there.
line. It would have missed it.
Okay, so we
Yeah.
don't
Yep.
fuck with that, but all of those things. Oh, those barrels are all gone.
Yeah,
Other
it goes,
shit
This is
The
on
mast
go on
fire
top
here.
of here.
is tilting
Oh.
to the starboard side.
Okay.
Now-
That's
Also,
the lightning
I know
strike
they're
right
all dead, but the ones that are close to me get especially fried up because they take an extra 7 points of damage.
So fire there. Sorry, there's just so much things that happens.
I know
Fire,
being a lightning
Fire.
sorcerer is very dangerous.
fire. All that's on fire.
I could have gone utility, but no.
And you basically disabled the entire ship.
I just
As long as the sails don't catch fire, Shraga has rope.
and I'm using my wind to sort of blow it upwards instead of off to the side, so then the rest of the boat doesn't catch fire.
And
He's
it's-
just doing everything he can.
Yep. It's Wes's turn.
What time of day is it?
Middle of the day, high noon.
Okay,
It's
so I'm not gonna really be able to.
noon.
I'm not gonna really be able to teleport, right? Because I need shadow, and I don't think it's enough.
Probably
Okay, so
not
I'll
much,
just-
no.
Okay, fine. So I'll probably just 45 feet. I can make it there, so I'm gonna run that way. Right about here. I'm just trying to think. I have my weapon out, so it would take my movement or my action to switch weapons, right?
Yep.
These pirates are
Okay.
primarily goblins, right?
Yeah, mostly.
Okay, so I'm going to use a key point for Step of the Wind, so I get more movement. So that's my bonus action. I'm gonna step up here to this thing. I'm going to switch my weapons as my movement, so bonus action movement gone.
Mm-hmm.
And as my action, Thunder Gauntlet, I'm gonna punch the board.
Okay.
The boarding board. Yeah.
Roll the hit.
That's right.
Roll damage.
Oh my god.
Roll dexterity at disadvantage.
Dex at disadvantage.
Yep.
I'm on our boat.
Yeah, no, I know.
Okay. Dex at disadvantage. Dex save or just...
Save.
Okay, I rolled a Dex save. 10.
So you punch down on the end of the board, and the nails on the other side give way, and the thing tilts rapidly and quickly, and you are unable to dodge out of the side. This thing bashes you in the face, dealing 6 damage before it falls into the water.
All right. I take 3 because I have evasion now, so I take half damage on stuff like that.
Fucking A.
Okay, not bad. I'm happy with that. And that's my turn.
All right. Let me finish covering this up.
Evasion's so good.
Evasion is so good. I'm so happy I finally got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Kirko. Cairo, make a dex save.
Cairo's not on the plane.
Oh, yeah. Derek, make a dex save.
Alright, give me a sec.
Wait, are you actually in the Shadow Realm?
Like, so I'm still able to keep myself as if I'm in... So I can stand on this ship as if I'm in the mortal plane, but I'm technically in the Shadow Realm.
Okay, so Kirko does a backflip off, lands on Derek's shoulders, and stabs down with 2 daggers into his head.
Mmm.
Rude.
Oh boy. What's your armor class?
14.
Oh, okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Stabbing
no,
down
no,
into
no.
your head as you take 24 damage and begin to bleed out, and he backflips off again over to here.
It's just below half my, just above my halfway. I'm not okay, but I'm still.
You
I'm
are
still knocked
bleeding
out.
from the skull and will take 1d4 damage at the beginning of each one of your turns.
Did I just get a Labarmy or Sonic Hedgehog? Yep. 51 minus 28. Oh, did you say 28?
24.
24. Okay. 27. Okay, I just got lobotomized.
And Rakamine Shraga.
Well, seeing that one of these fuckers is on his boat stabbing his crew, he is not going to be very happy about that, and he is going to pull out his bow, and from where he's sitting, he is going to fire off a pair of shots at Kirko.
All right. You hit and hit. What?
He has a special thing on his bow for non-sentient creatures, basically.
But a goblin is sentient.
Yeah, so he doesn't have to worry about it.
Okay. So is that 28 damage?
That is 28 damage.
28 damage as the arrows land in Kirko before you see them slowly turn black, and what remains just kind of falls away as ash.
Well, that's weird. That's it for Shraga. Although, Callian, since you're the only person here who speaks Orcish, if you're close enough to hear Shraga swearing, you are blushing because he is not pretty. He's very angry.
Oh my.
And then you hear a whoomp, and Sharp disappears and then reappears in a puff of black smoke behind Rachamin Shraga and attacks. Hitting with the first dagger, plunging it down into your collarbone.
Ow.
Yeah. You take 7 damage before he kicks up with his foot in between your legs and a dagger appears out of the toe. What's your armor class?
18.
What was that?
18.
18.
Okay. And connects, tearing things that we don't want to talk about for 6 damage as you begin to bleed out. And you take a d4 at the beginning of each turn.
Okay.
Oh no.
Ow.
Okay.
Avernell is the closest, so Shraga would speak kind of in a pained voice and be like, "Take care of fruit for me."
So all of these goblins jump across
Oh shit!
because it's not that far of a distance.
God damn it! That's what it says. God damn it! Bring it on, you little green fucks.
And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them attack Wes.
God damn. Okay.
You're gonna dodge all of the Matrix stuff.
Yep.
Okay, so I gotta do this smart like because everybody has advantage.
Wow. This is crazy.
How do you guys like this combat so far?
That was good up until now.
I mean, I got a headache, so.
Okay. 1, 2. What's your armor class?
19.
3, 4, 6, 7. Okay, only 2 of them hit, slashing across your body as you duck and weave out. Still collecting hits like an action hero, taking those few token cuts before he fucks everybody up for 12 damage.
Okay, and I'm gonna use my. I imagine I beat at least one of them by 1 with my armor class, right?
You did
For my
not.
slippity slappity thing.
You did not by more than 1?
Yeah, wasn't it? Let me see what the slippity
Oh,
slappity is.
yeah, look at that thing.
Where did I put that?
I don't remember how exactly I mechanicized that.
+1 AC, 1. Okay, whatever, that's fine. Oh, a successful DC 15 Dex roller user gets an extra opportunity attack. So, I think it was something with. I don't remember that part, but let me just roll. I guess a DC 15. Oh, and no.
No, you miss.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
And then Callian, you have another firebolt blast into your face for 7 damage, immediately followed up by an arrow lodging itself in your gut for 8 damage.
Okay.
Coming from these guys. And a crossbow bolt. What's your armor class?
19.
Buries itself at your feet. That's a big crossbow bolt. That's an appropriately sized crossbow bolt. Okay. And a firebolt misses you, Wes, as well as an arrow burying itself at your feet.
Ooh, okay.
That is, why is it always extra large? That's not what I want. Shraga, you're both getting fucked.
Yes. Yes, it is. I knew this would happen. I did not realize this was going to be the first thing that would happen.
Pevernil. What's your armor class?
My AC, I believe, is 16. Yeah, 16.
Okay, so a firebolt splashes into your face for 4 damage. And
Do I see who did it?
Yeah, this guy up here.
Okay.
And another arrow.
Oh. Another arrow what?
Buries itself at your feet because everything won't stay on thin.
Okay.
And Shraga, what's your armor class?
18?
18. A firebolt whizzes off the side from your head, but an arrow lodges itself in your back as you square off against Sharp, taking 6 damage. And I forgot there's a crossbow bolt guy there chilling. So, but you see the crossbow bolt whiz past and you duck and it lodges itself in Sharp for 4 damage. And it's Ikarath's turn.
Well, Ikarath is kind of sick and tired of this, so he's going to rush up to the side here. And technically, this enemy boat counts as a solid surface. So he is setting 60 feet of it on fire. 60 by 20. So he's setting, basically roughly the entire ship on fire.
All right. And there's 23 damage.
About that much of the ship on fire right there.
Every
and anybody...
one of the goblins burns to death immediately, but strangely, the area. They're gone. The area around Seago is completely devoid of any flames.
Craft flips him off.
Yeah,
Roll a
like
dex
some
save.
kind-
Oof.
You see Seago mouth something towards Ikarath, do a couple of quick gestures underneath his cloak with his hands, and you feel a sharp pain underneath your thumbnail.
Is it, was that some sort of spell?
Yes.
Counterspell.
Oh, sorry. Shit, that was his bargain. That was supposed to be his Ikarath.
All right, you do not feel the pain.
Did it work specifically? Because Ikarath has a thing that when he counterspells or dispels magic, he gets stuff.
Mm-hmm. It dispels
Sweet.
it.
He puts his hand up to his ear like, "What's that? I couldn't hear you." He's being a dick.
Yes, but when did we tell Ikarath that he just spent a counter spell on a wooden splinter spell?
Somebody needs to tell him immediately.
Because that's all that
he
spell
fucking
was.
A wooden
It was literally
splinter.
just a splinter underneath his thumbnail. That's what it was gonna be.
Well, he didn't know that at the time.
No, he wouldn't have. Bargain.
Bargain shall tap John Zalva and be like,
There's
"Let
fire
us
behind you,
assist
by
that-"
the way.
Yeah, so he's nervous about that because let us assist that monkish-looking fellow, and he will start running that direction. He can make it.
Nice.
He is going to run right up to Wes,
Mhm.
and then Bargain has a cool thing. Wait, I believe he has a cool thing anyway. No, I need to make sure this. I just need to make sure that it actually works. As a college of, yes, so I can do that. He is going to use a slashing flourish which means that one of the attacks he's about to do will hit all of these guys within 5 feet of him.
Wow.
This is like the only situation in which case that's going to be helpful. But for anybody who hasn't seen Bargain in combat yet, he wields 2 dual scimitars that do more damage when he screams. So he starts screaming, and it's like I can't do it in person, but in character he can. It's like a heavy metal scream, you know. So he goes once, twice, 3 times because he has extra attack and he's dual wielding, so his bonus attack is to hit, and then the slash attack would be 4 damage. So they all take 4 damage, and then I'm assuming all 3 of those hit goblins, so 3 of them will take that much damage individually.
7,
he just starts
8, and
flailing
10?
around.
7.
Yes, and then they all take 4 damage on top of that.
Okay. You managed to strike one of the goblins down. But the rest remain standing, ready to fight. They look angry, and one of them pulls down his pants briefly and moons you.
Ikraf slowly rotates his flip off to that one. But Bargain's just yowling, and that'll do it for him.
Cairo.
Alright. Cairo's still within the shadow between planes. I will walk through terrain because I'm able to do that, and walk right up behind
Sharp.
Carp. And he is about to get a very rude attack as he has no idea it's coming.
You hit?
28. And I do double damage against him. Because he's a pirate, correct?
He's more of a cult member. I would
Okay,
classify the goblins more as pirates.
Damn it. Okay, that's fine. Well then, he will take...
Like, I mean, because his class is not pirate. Like... Yeah. He failed his pirate test exam.
So he takes 13 slashing, 2 radiant.
13 damage and plus 2 radiant. So...
And the
15
second attack,
damage. Hit?
18.
Wait, sorry, miss.
Alright, hold on.
He dodges out of the way.
I'm going to re-roll that real quick.
You
Nope, it doesn't
miss
happen.
even more.
Alright, and he still doesn't know I'm there.
1 loot point to Callian from John.
Oh, and then I would like him to make an intelligence saving throw.
Okay. He probably makes it. At 23?
Yeah, he makes it.
Okay. And then Seago. Where is Seago?
She's that's the one of the other boat.
Oh
The
yeah,
enemy
as
boat.
you see Seago run around the boat frantically. All over. You see the flames snuff out in her wake.
That's not fair.
And it's John Zalva's turn.
How the
As
fuck
a
did she run 120 feet in 1 turn?
as a bonus action, John Zalva will grow his horns out and then charge straight towards a goblin. to
Well,
hit
I
them.
mean, it wouldn't have had to have been 120, really. With the radius of the effect, it probably would have been more like... Come on, stop that.
I mean,
It
Wes
would
could
be
technically do
120,
that.
but yeah, she can. Yeah, she has. I can't tell you. I don't want to tell you things, but I can't tell. Just continue. Just suffice to say,
Sorry,
she has.
yeah.
There's a reason
That
she
was-
can do it. Sorry.
23 to hit
What are you hitting?
goblin.
Oh yeah, you hit.
It takes 12 piercing,
You stab it through the heart and it falls over dead.
Nice.
and then I will approach the other goblin and smack it with my head.
All right.
25.
You hit
And that's an additional 5
and
piercing.
you crush its skull in.
Alright.
Wow.
And that's John Zalva's turn.
All
Hey
right,
man, you got my eyes as an item?
Dalrek.
Yeah, they're attached to my head.
Okay.
Of course, they're attached to your head.
You
Where else
are-
would my thighs
What
be?
are you doing, Thalrak?
I wasn't really wanting to do this, but I might be able to do this. Oh, I just gotta make sure that they're in range because I didn't check that because I'm a dummy. Oh, they're well within range. I'm casting Banishment on frickin' what's his name? Sharab?
Okay.
Oh boy.
So he has to make a wisdom saving throw. Or charisma saving throw, sorry.
Yeah, it's charisma. Mhm.
Charisma saving throw of 14 or be banished.
To where?
An alternate.
An alternate dimension!
He gets sent to a demi-plane, but if he does not belong on this plane, he's sent to his home dimension.
Oh,
Yep.
Thank you, Callian, for posting that.
I'm gonna send you to the Shadow Realm.
Joke's on you,
Jimbo?
buddy. I live there.
You gotta concentrate for 1 minute to keep him there. Though.
That's fine. Nothing's attacking me.
Bro, this is gonna be
He'll
great.
pop back.
Not if he's native to that plane.
True,
To a different plane.
Yeah, if he's
Okay.
native to our plane, he'll come back.
Did he make the save or?
He did not make the save. He is native.
Oh,
to
he's
your plane.
gone.
Oh,
He's gone.
he just pops out of existence.
Poof. Alright. That's my turn because I can't use my movement to get 3 of the skeletoners unless they go away with him.
Was Sharp was not the one who cast it.
Alright.
That was Seagull.
Seagull.
Okay, the Seagull. Okay.
Yep, Callian's turn.
So her running around that boat changed my plan a lot. I still want to do it. I don't know. Do you guys do we really want that boat?
Yes.
I'll ask. Really? I was just gonna capsize it.
I mean, the thing has been blasted and set on fire at this point. I don't
It's still-
really know if we need it for anything except stripping its parts.
It's
Yeah, I don't
gaining
really
water.
care.
It's still taking on water still.
I'll do
Water
what I
is
do
not
best and
drastic,
heal.
though.
It
Oh,
would
that's
allow you
great.
guys to cover more land in the islands.
Yeah.
So that's the only real consideration you have. Right now you have 1 boat and a lot of islands to search.
Oh god.
Oh, and
Who's-
quick meta note:
I'm
when
hurt.
Thalrak cast Banishment, he yelled, "Be gone!" Thought. I can't do the actual voice line as well as I want to.
As the person disappears, you just heal. Stop slut shaming.
There's the.
Wes, how hurt are you?
15 damage.
You heal for 15.
Nice.
Dalrak, how hurt are you?
I'm pretty hurt.
You heal for
19.
another 15.
15. Okay.
Yep. And I heal for 5.
Nice.
All right.
And for my bonus action, because that's my action. Derek, you're hurt, right? So I will use.
Yeah.
And bleeding.
I will, yep.
Yeah,
so
I'm
I will
bleeding
use healing word. It's more than 5. Don't worry. It's 5 plus 3. Eight plus 3 is what? 11.
11
Yeah,
damage. you
so
heal.
Derek, you heal for 11.
All right.
And whenever I heal someone else, I also heal. So
There you go. You
That's-
sound
yeah,
like a Magic
I just
the
had to
Gathering
post
deck.
20 things, but yes, that's the end of my turn.
Callian,
I
Magic the
play
Gathering deck.
red. I play red white. I have 97 tokens on the field and 4,000 health, and every white token is somehow 8,000, 8,000, and yet I still fucking lost to red blue.
My turn's
Marx's
over.
turn.
I don't think Marx is here anymore.
Okay, Marx went to sleep under the deck. Cormal.
Sleep hits.
Legitimately do not have anything to put this fire out. There is nothing I can do about it.
Also, Rockamine roll luck twice.
It's a good thing he's got decent luck. I was supposed to be as okay, I keep forgetting to do that. 5 and 13.
This mast crashes down as the sea becomes slightly turbulent.
Oh God. Well,
The
man,
mast, the mast simply wouldn't do that unless someone had damaged it.
Well, it's
All
got
that's
no
been
rope
lost-
supporting it on one side.
Right, so the mast went slack. If these ropes keep the sails full of wind. All that's
Oh.
happened is they've lost their wind, so there's even less pressure on the mast now than there would be
Okay.
if we were just sailing.
Yeah,
I thought
the
those were
mast
keeping it up.
No, the mast stays up on its own completely. It's the sails that are that are changing its direction based on the ropes.
Okay, then you're fine.
If anything, the ropes would have to be taut, and then too much wind filling the sails would either rip the sails or crack the mast.
Okay, fair enough. Then it's Cornwall's turn to do something. Stay for nautical knowledge. That's a lot of this game, though, because we just make shit up as we go based on life.
Cornwall just pulls out his water skin and starts dumping the water over the fire.
You're able to douse this little bit of fire. Is that all you can do?
That's all. I don't have anything to put on fire with.
All right.
So yeah, that's Cornwall's turn.
Derek. Take a d4 of damage. Derek?
Oh, sorry. I was right. Yep. Oh, great. Alright, you know what? Just doing more damage Firebolt will do. He's going to hope no one notices as he casts an Eldritch Blast at Kirko.
Alright.
Which will be, I think, 3 since he's level 7, or is it 2? Okay.
It depends on what level you cast it at, really.
It's Eldritch Blast is a cantrip, so it's 2 beams.
Yeah, so you roll the attack twice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Why did it not roll the attack?
You put the spell sheet in there. If you do it from your spell list, it usually just puts the spell sheet in there. If you want to roll the attack, you should have an attack roll in your attack roll box on the main page. Yeah.
Yeah, go back to the main page.
And then, Firebolt, look at.
Oh, you get to fire.
Okay, for some reason it's not in the attack, so I'm trying to do it manually. It's gotta be 2d10.
It's 2 attack rolls. Each one you roll 2 different attack rolls, and each time you do 1d10 damage. That's how Eldritch Blast works. You get multiple attacks.
And then it's, but if for some reason there's no, fuck, skip my turn. I don't know. I'm taking too long.
It's a d20 plus your spell cast.
All right,
Roll a d20 plus your spell cast.
Meta's timing rule is only about figuring out what to do, not actually pulling it off.
Yeah.
Which I think, spellcast is my charisma plus my proficiency, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
All right, so that's
So
gotta be plus
just
7.
roll a couple d20s and add your modifiers to see if you hit.
Yep.
Okay, fuck it.
Did you just roll 2 nat 1s?
No, so he put a space.
Oh.
He put a space between your d20.
So
That means you just rolled a 2.
You rolled 2.
Yeah, so slash roll.
You rolled the number 2.
Yeah, or you could
Slash
click
roll
on the
2
top.
d20.
All right.
Okay, so that's a 10 and
oh.
15.
And 15. Do
A
I
10 and a
hit?
15? Okay. So, you miss and you miss.
Oh!
They fly off to either side as he ducks in and out.
So the one thing you may have done with your spell, by the way, is you may have brought it in as a spell card and not a spell attack. You need to change your
Okay.
spells to spell attacks and then put their attack stat in there if you want to have them an attack roll.
Alright, yeah, I'm gonna fix that real quick. Yeah, that's gonna be the end of my turn.
You don't wanna
I was
move?
trying to shoot at Kirko. Oh.
Run away.
Yeah, I'm gonna move near Rackham. Or
So you're
Shraga.
bleeding from the back of your head, and Shraka is currently bleeding from the groin.
Yep. Hello, Shraga.
Oh, no vision.
Oh,
Fog is
God.
back.
We all died.
Oh,
Novastain himself shows up.
Oh my god, the fog is back. Shit.
Wait, I
Oh.
got kind of spell. Wait, no,
well,
that's
do
good.
we need to? Okay,
You don't know where it came from. though.
serious question.
Ew.
Do we need to keep the ship?
Our ship?
Need no.
The enemy ship.
Oh.
Need no. Should we? Probably.
I will say there's only one person on the other ship, so
Mm-hmm.
who cares about blowing up the ship? Just
So-
kill that person or the person on our ship.
Where, DM, would I be able to like know where the person would be? Just quick question, because they were right in front of me.
Are you muted, Meta?
Oh, sorry. You
Meta.
saw them
Yeah.
last in that direction
Okay. So,
as the fog rolls back in.
okay, so I'm gonna Misty step my way over to this area. Just because, like, oh, well, I saw them, I don't want them to get away, and I'm pulling out my two short swords.
Put Misty Step in there.
Okay, sure. I was going to do this, but you said the fog rolled in, so I'm kind of hoping to do.
You know, you can't see it.
I was gonna do it before the fog came in, so that kind of screwed up my whole
Yeah,
plan.
I went in between Derek and your turn. Well, I mean,
Okay.
there was a turn in there, but not that you know what's going on there.
Let me see. Okay, I'm gonna use this. Wait, does it upcast? No. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna use create or destroy water on, like, in the space between the ships. I'm gonna take out some more of that silvery sand.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna slurp up the water to see if we can get a brief glimpse as to where it is.
I can destroy fog, yeah.
Yeah, it destroys up to 30 feet of fog.
Unless it's not fog.
Let me see this.
Doesn't specify non-magical fog.
Well, if this is the spell darkness, that's not fog. That's just
Oh.
darkness.
Okay, but-
yeah, that's not what it is. So it's like a 15-foot radius.
Hmm.
That'll be the easiest way to do it.
And you can set up a cube radius as well.
Oh, I don't know how to do that.
If you
Oh,
click
shape.
on the character and then shape, there's a circle and square.
Yeah, I was gonna, like, just
So
slide it.
briefly, you
Yeah.
see all of this.
Okay. Can I cast Hunter's Mark on her? Or wait, no, I can't because it's a full spell.
Yep.
Never mind.
Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, that has to be. I was gonna jump over there, but
Wait, isn't
If-
Hunter Mark a bonus action?
Yeah,
but
but
it's
no,
another
2 leveled
spell.
spells in a turn, you cannot do that.
Oh, gotcha.
Yep.
I have 3 things that can increase my damage, and they're all very meh.
And it is Alvin's turn.
Oh, yes, why is the fog back?
I
Go
brought
away
it
from-
back.
You guys would be able to see, and I'm just gonna put just the teeniest bit here. You'd be able to see the small bits where there's fire. Of course, you'd see this to glow in those areas. So I'm gonna reveal the tiniest bit, and that is representative of those glows.
Telling the fog to fuck off again.
Okay, roll it.
17.
You dispel it.
Thank God.
Woo! I didn't want to do it.
Nice.
Imagine there were like 50 more enemies all of a sudden. Then they just dropped them all
Suddenly,
in.
all the goblins that got shocked have come back as lightning elementals. So then that
Oh my
shit-
god.
No, they're all zombies, of course. Bound to
That's
the
right.
Black
Good.
Pearl.
Let me just do my holy divinity.
Oh, channel divinity. These are all CR20 undead.
All right. Then
Divine
it
intervention,
is
please.
Rosalind's turn.
Yay. Well, I have literally. Oh wait, the fog's gone.
Nice.
Fires off another lightning bolt all the way at Seago. Sets everything in between on fire.
I'm gonna. Let me.
Yeah, you could fucking hit him too.
No!
No, no.
Here's the thing. If I ran, because I'm using trig here. If I ran over to here and I targeted it, depending on how tall this is, I could possibly snipe these two goblins and then
Except for
strike
now,
the
it's
shit.
Wes's turn.
It's still Rosalind's
wait,
turn.
Yeah, no, I only moved.
Oh.
No, it's Wes's turn.
What?
30
What?
seconds.
Oh.
Oh, all right.
Spend
Well,
all your time talking about nonsense.
Yeah,
That rule seems like it hasn't been in effect.
still
but
talking.
I-
it's from
We've all been
the
doing
time when we start. So having to roll things and stuff,
Okay.
but declaring
Yeah,
your
Wes is
action is
punching.
30 seconds, which
It's
I've
okay,
been
just go.
holding to.
Wes is hidden. He's gonna punch the guy in front of him with the thunder
Yep.
gauntlet. Yeah, the one by the water, by the edge of the boat.
Yep. Plus, it shouldn't matter. I mean, there's not a lot left here,
Mm-hmm.
but
13.
you hit,
Nice. 8 thunder damage.
and he dead. He falls
Okay.
off the back of the boat as you punch him, and he just goes flying, bounces off the cannon, and then falls into the water.
Nice. Doing it again to the next guy.
Hit.
21, that definitely hits.
Same
Six.
thing.
Flurry of blows.
Yep.
Gonna kick the next guy over. Okay. 12.
Hit
Nice. 6.
again. You kick him, he dies, spitting out
Nice.
blood.
And last one.
You've already dealt quite a bit of damage to these guys. You hit,
Mm-hmm.
and you crush his
7.
skull.
All right. There we go. And that's I think that would be Wes's turn.
Kirko
I'll
dives
stay
off
there.
the side and disappears beneath the water. Rockamine, take D4.
Yes. Because of my nuts. Damn it. So while bleeding profusely from the groin and taking his damage, Rockamine will say a Sylvan prayer on his arrow while staring at Seago.
Okay.
He's going to fire a seeking arrow.
Bavernal is gonna insult you.
So I
and
make
Sylvan,
a
and he's
save
gonna be
here?
like,
Yeah, and so here's the thing: is that because he's bleeding so badly, he can't really fucking aim. So he literally just fires the arrow kind of in the general direction, and the arrow homes in like a magic missile.
It hits. Is that
Fucking A, then he
13?
takes 9 piercing, 4 force damage for 13 damage total.
13 damage as the arrow lodges itself right into her thick thighs.
Thick with 2 C's.
And then seeing that and feeling a little bit better about having shed some blood, he'll fire off a normal shot for his second attack.
Okay. That is a miss.
And that's what he thought. And he slumps back down a little bit. Not like prone, but just kind of like he stops his archer stance and he's kind of holding his nuts like, I don't know, someone stabbed him there.
Yeah, you got kicked with a foot blade. Igrath.
Igrath, seeing the general idea of what he was doing, is going to go, oh, I've got it. And he is going to cast Magic Missile. So he pulls out his cards and he starts dealing them to Seago. And he will cast that at 3rd level.
All right.
Let's see, that's 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. Is that 3rd level? Yeah. So 3, 8,
That's a lot.
15, 17, 19, 24 force damage as 6 cards. And the cards he threw were Ace 2, 3, 4, 6, 7.
Makes sense.
Ikraf is good at this game.
Yep, and the cards lodge himself in her body as she starts to bleed through her cloak, but she's still alive.
That'll do it for Ikraf then.
Bargain.
I did not realize that all three of my characters would be going one after another. Apologies for rolling so closely together. Hold on, let me see. He's going to be casting a spell. Yes, it's just all he has to do is see, so he's just going to try this. He is going to cast Hold Person on Seiko. So she needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Of?
Let's see. His DC is low. It's only 14.
She makes it on the fucking dot.
Bargain growls. That's it for Bargain.
Seiko growls back. Cairo.
Cairo will choose to leave the plane at this point.
Okay.
So both Derek and Shraga see Cairo just appear out of nowhere.
Okay.
At this point, Shraga does sink down prone. He's just sitting down going, what the fuck?
I'll go here.
Staring at his burning ship and his bleeding nuts.
Seeing what Bargain does, I'll do the exact same thing.
Okay.
And they will need to make a strength saving throw now.
Of?
DC... I'm trying to find my Cairo sheet and my list of things. 15.
They do not make that, and they are
All
held.
right. So they cannot move, they cannot make reactions, and at the end of each of their turns, they're allowed to attempt to make the strength save once more. And I take 3 damage for that.
So they're paralyzed?
They can take actions, but they cannot move and they cannot reaction.
Like, walk or move?
They aren't allowed, their movement is set to 0.
Okay, but
they are not
can
allowed
cast
to
a spell.
They can still cast spells, correct?
You see the world start to warp, almost like oil over water, and then you see it all come up like a cloud, and then you can see it surround Seago, and it bubbles violently before all crushing in rapidly on itself, and you see her body fold up and wink out of existence with a loud boom as planks of wood shatter, and this whole grate is destroyed, but other than that, it's fine.
What the fuck?
And you hear boom.
You just teleport?
Guess so.
The boat is sinking. There is no combat. People are bleeding out. Every 3 seconds they take 4 damage. Well, I do 4
I'm gonna
damage.
put out the fire first.
Alright.
So it starts raining on our boat.
Shraga is going to he's going to try the seeking arrow thing again, but at the guy who jumped off the side.
Uh-huh.
So he is going to go ahead and fire that. So if they're within 800 feet, they make the dexterity save.
They make it.
Okay, so they take half damage.
Okay, and you see a little bit of blood rise to the surface of the water, but not much.
Right.
Shraga doesn't. He fired it straight up in the air and collapsed.
What happened to the banished person?
They'll come back in a minute.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do they come back here shortly?
No, they come back exactly where they were, which is many hundreds of yards behind you as the boats continued on.
Oh,
right.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, the boats wouldn't have continued on before he was banished because we lost the
They
fucking
still
ropes
had
that
their
kept us
sails,
going.
though. That was still pushing you guys along. Not fast.
We weren't even connected to their boat. They would have had to stop to match our speed.
No, they did connect early on while the fog was clear.
Yeah, we were
Yeah,
connected.
that's what the
Yeah,
plan
See
is.
those
Right,
ropes?
but then we blew this
They're
thing off, and
harpooned
then
to us.
Right here, bud.
Oh, yeah.
So
Those
they're
are what's
still
connecting
fire-
them.
so fire burnt my ropes. But when I set their entire ship on fire, that didn't burn
Oh.
their masts.
That's true.
And
All
their
those
sails-
would be.
It's 20 feet tall.
That's
Well,
true.
we
So
still
I-
To be fair, we still would have.
When was the That's the question. When was the banishment then? Because I forgot about that. When was the banishment? Before or after the firewall?
I think it was. I think Icareth set them on fire, and then it was banishment. But we would have drifted a little bit.
So yeah, he's
I'm gonna scroll back in
he's
the
about
chat.
100 yards in the distance, drowning in the water behind you. So that would be within range.
Oh, that's right. Traga can save his own penis. This is amazing. I forgot he's a fighter.
Yeah, I forgot. I didn't even think about the firewall and all this. Yeah,
Alvin
those
will
were all
start-
burnt.
Oh, why didn't I
repairing-
use fire?
Shraga heals for 11 damage, and I'm hoping that's enough to keep his nuts from falling out, literally, since
Yeah,
there is
that'll
a
work.
hole in that. Okay, cool.
Real quick, who else is hurt? Derek still?
Yeah, I'm
I'm
bleeding from my head.
Thalrak is very slightly hurt, but you did majority of the healing that he needed, so he's good on that
Okay.
front.
Derek, what's your total HP?
34. Or my total.
Your max, sorry.
Yeah, 51.
51?
I'm at
Okay.
35 right now.
So you heal for 25.
All right, so
Or whatever you need to get to max. I'm using my
No.
channel divinity. It can only
Yeah, that-
heal you half, so.
that'd be 16, actually.
Okay. Anyone else hurt? I still have, if I gave you 25, I still have 10 hit points to go around if anyone needs.
But does the spell that's holding me in place disappear? Do I have to dispel
Varel
that?
could use
Oh
them.
yeah, that's gone.
Varel
Okay,
could
I
use
just want to
them
make sure if I didn't have to
healing.
waste a dispel magic on it, I didn't have to.
Nope, you're good.
Cool.
So I just typed in the chat, but can Wes make the jump across if the goblins were able to? I mean,
Yeah,
have they got
of course that boat is sinking,
Okay.
and it is still tied to this boat.
Yeah, we gotta cut it free. here
These
in a
are not
second.
burnt because those are over the edge,
Alvin's
but
trying to
every
get-
other fucking thing is burnt.
Alvin's going over and repairing.
All right. If Alvin going over, then Wes is also going over to try to help.
All right. So we will say, because we're closing in on the conclusion here, that you are able to get both boats back up. It does take you 5 extra days.
Okay.
Okay.
And then you do arrive at day 34. No, 34. With 2 boats in the city of Emir.
Nice.
All 3 of these tokens.
Woo.
Plus random assorted people. So thanks everyone for watching. Thanks everyone for playing. We have our next episode that everybody who can attend should on Friday, and then Sunday, and then Monday. And we're not entirely sure what's going to happen.
And Meta, how many days did you say the trip was?
34.
34. Oh my god. Okay. If
Wait.
anyone has any requests of Thalrak for equipment and supplies, you have 35 days of channel divinities to get that shit ordered.
Bro, you could literally just enchant every single piece of. Well, maybe not every single piece, but every single major piece.
Enchanting is a little bit weird with Thalrak, which I need to work with Meta on for any particular orders on that
Yeah.
front.
I
So
have a
if you
question.
do,
Really quick,
if
sorry.
you do if you guys do have anything, just let me know because I'm making a legitimate spreadsheet of orders. This is why Thalrak has the notebook. It's a order sheet.
So real quick, I'm just going to wrap it up here, and then we can discuss. So again, this is the final arc of season 1. We are just getting into it here. We have literally 20 people, as you can see from around here, and we'll see how it goes. See you guys on Friday, and thanks for watching, peoples.